who Aylin was. So this is I did not know who Aylin was when I seen him on the app. I was actually going to try to recruit him to be a family member. I seen him into in another family member's I seen him in another family member in another friend's family, and so it didn't happen. And then I found out about all this Charlie mess, so that's what brought us here today. So y'all seen him do a little bit of interviews, here and there, and we know how a lot of things like this go. Like, obviously y'all want, obviously people, their time is not free. So we've seen him get a little bit lowballed when these larger platform individuals wanting to speak to him to take his time out. So, like I said, I'm no rich nigga, but I'm definitely gonna pay worth somebody's time.
Type shit. Thank you. It's raining
So
outside.
that's how we do over here. Fair is fair. I asked him to take time out of his day to come over here with us. A lot of people have been interested in this story. Hi, Susie. A lot of people have been interested in your story, Aylin, and a lot of people have been, asking questions and putting pieces together, saying this, saying that. And I, for one, I know how it is when I know how it is to need a helping hand. I have been put out of places. I have, I've been threatened. I've been all of this. Y'all saw me on Bigo when I came on here. Y'all made fun of me for staying with my brother. Y'all called me homeless. Y'all called me broke and did all of this and that and everything else. And I took all of that negative energy and now I turned it, and I still do not have great days, perfect days, but I have better days. So I've moved into something that is my own. I'm an agency owner. I'm a family founder. I'm a challenger level, and I'm in the top 20 to 30 families on the leaderboards on Bigo. So obviously, I am doing something right as a broadcaster here on the app. No, I do not hit one, two, and three milli tiers. I hit always 800 and under, but I am successful on here. So I just want to say thank you for being here. And I wanted to go ahead and ask you to just kind of, before we get started into any questions, and I do want to let you know going forward, if there's anything that you feel like will like incriminate you or that you feel not comfortable speaking about, just let me know. But I would like for you to just introduce yourself to the people, let them know like who you are, give them a little feel of who you are versus like we know that you said that you have some bipolarness going on, and y'all have sit here and judge this guy. And I actually spoke to this young man prior to this interview, and sometimes you have to do what you have to do. So we're gonna hear his story, and we're gonna try to fill in pieces of the puzzle that everybody's asking about because I've heard so many stories. So we have Aylin here, and then of course we have the other party, which we're not he's not over here. So there's two sides. So Aylin, if you can go ahead and tell people a little bit about yourself and how did you come to meet this individual, Charlie?
All right. So a brief little statement about myself is yes, I do suffer from mental disorders, such as ODD, ADHD, PTSD, mild depression, bipolar, and an eating disorder. And yes, I have all those things, but not that damn crazy, obviously. But I
They
mean,
said, will
I
you
am. Okay.
pull your microphone a little bit to your
Yeah, I'm sorry. How good can y'all hear me now? Yeah, y'all can hear me pretty clear, obviously. So, biggest thing about me though is I've still had a pretty fun life. I like to do things I want to do regardless of what other people have to say, this, and that, and the third. So I, as young as 16, I was ready to have sex. A lot of kids in my age were already having sex. So I decided to basically get on Grinder at 16, knowing the age of consent, considering my mom was cool with me being sexual at that age as long as I was being safe. She would always say, I'd rather you do it here than outside. That applied to anything as well as certain drugs, but we won't get too deep into that. Um, and so I ended up getting on this app, And I met this first guy. He was 26. Basically raped me, but we're gonna skim past that. That was when I was 16. Then I would have an experience with a guy that would lead to me having an anal fissure that was really painful, that made me really reluctant of who I let have sex with me at that point. An anal fissure, if you don't know what that is, it is a very painful rupture or tear in the anal cavity. It is extremely painful, and it can sometimes take forever to heal. And while I was healing, this dude, who also was another Gemini, born May 24th, all I asked him to buy was like some hydrocortisone cream and lidocaine cream, like topicals for pain relief. But he was like, "That's not my job. You was the one telling me you liked it like that." Da, 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 da. So that just made me basically not trust, especially Gemini's. Mind you, I already barely trust anyone with the name Charlie because my father's name is Charlie. So I did meet this dude when I was 17, people. I met him in the beginning of a holiday break. I want to say Thanksgiving or Christmas. I'm not quite sure when I first met him, but I do know when I last saw him was June 2019. I met him November or December of 2018. And so what ended up happening was when I met him, he was on the app. He had no pictures. I was like, oh, okay. I was on the app showing that I was a pothead. I had the little leaf emoji, little blowing cloud. I let them know like I'm a
So,
pothead, so to speak.
not to interrupt you. So, at that time when you met him, you were how old when you met?
17.
Okay.
17.
Y'all
And
got that,
everyone
you
keeps
guys?
saying
He
I
was
said
17 when he met Charlie.
Everyone keeps saying that I said it was 2 years ago. I definitely did not mean 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was graduating school. I was in my senior year and I just started plugging, mind you. So I would not be letting no nigga just smoke me out, especially this nigga on live say he smoked me out with half a blunt for me to suck him out. No nigga needed to smoke me out anymore. I was getting fucking pounds in for cheap ass prices. Nigga, like, no, I definitely, and if you could find where I said 2 years ago, I love that. But I even re-clarify myself, and motherfuckers just want to go off of what I
So you
said.
said so y'all. That's why y'all comment down in the comments, y'all. So that's why we're here. So because this is
And what others
a more
said.
calmer platform.
Yeah,
So you
it's on
said two.
YouTube.
So how
No,
old are
Lee.
you? How old are
Oh, go
you
ahead.
now?
I'm 21. I was born May 23rd, 2001. Leah and Trina B and Madam, all these motherfuckers were talking about some. Um, oh, so you were 16. Like, I never said I was 16. I never said I was 16. I'm sorry. I said I got on Grinder at 16, but I did not meet Charlie at 16. I would not have started fucking with Charlie immediately. So I was barely, like, when I was fucking with people on Grinder, it was really basically to have sex, like penetration. I'm talking about the full works. When I met Charlie, I recently just suffered from that anal fissure, and that shit was like, okay, because you got a big dick, you're acting really kept off, quiet, this and the third. Like, I'm not letting you fuck me. I don't even know your last name type shit. But I'm like, so I don't understand why people keep saying I I said 2 years ago, but I did not say 2 years ago. If I did, let me re-clarify now because I know the dates. The dates don't change, okay? Let me re-clarify for you one more time, ho. 2018, before the month of January, before the new year, that would lead to February, March, April, May, then I would have been 18. But I definitely fucked with that nigga before my senior year and after my 10th grade year when I moved here in May 2018 back from Lawrenceville, Georgia, where I was going to Brookwood High School. I was in my 10th grade year there, ho. I know I didn't fuck Charlie at 16. I had just got here and turned 16 type shit. Then I
Okay.
hopped my
So
ass on the
you were
app.
17 when you met him, and you're 21 now.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So y'all said that he's okay. So this is why we're here because this is a more calmer platform. There's not tons of views and all like so much craziness. And
I just want to
admins, thank
also say
you.
this. Everyone's keep saying nah, da da da. Like you're no bitch. I'm re-clarifying myself. I did not have specific dates when I said 2 years ago. And when I just said 2 years ago, it was off the top of head. I'm sitting here thinking like, baby, this wasn't finna blow up like this when I was talking about. If I said did I say it was like 2 years ago? Did I say it was 2 years ago? And y'all keep saying I said it was 2 years ago, and then I said I was 19. And you bitches also like to say I said it was 16. So which is it? Which I said? And if any would love to follow me, bitch, and see me the video, cause I don't sit there replaying the videos. Y'all hoes do that. So please replay it for me. I would love
Yeah.
that.
So, okay. So, moving on. So, I feel like, okay. So, yes. So, he probably said that, in the midst of all of that, you guys know
And
on
once
those
again,
plat.
no, I'm sorry, I have to cut you off because
No,
somebody
you
just
good.
scrolled across the screen. Bitch, I told the cops I hopped on Grinder at 16. You fucking idiot! Stop twisting my fucking words, bitch. That's it.
Right.
Thank you.
So, so don't pay attention to the comments. Don't pay attention to the comments. So, so this is why. So you guys, we always know that stuff will come out in the light. So this is what he's saying. So yes. So if y'all heard him saying 16 when he was with the police earlier, he was probably saying, now he has been consistent with me saying, so he was on Grinder at 16. So he said he started at a young age, just kind of getting out there. So he's saying that at a young age he just started kind of being a little fast with it. So he met Charlie at 17. Okay. So now fast forwarding, he's 21. So I know that you said that I know you told Rick Rosa that you had been on the app prior to all of this going on.
Yeah, I've been on the
So,
app since June, July.
so
Um,
what made you, so what made you get back in contact with, what
I
made you get
didn't.
back in
Let
contact
me
with
tell
him?
you, when I saw Charlie on the app, I was gagged because I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, this is the same nigga who was in the car acting real quiet, and this nigga was talking a lot. Like, I was still like, like, it's like seeing like the quietest person in the room have a full fucking conversation. Like, what the fuck is this nigga doing? What got the what how this nigga talk like this all the time. So I'm just like, okay. And so I said, hey Charlie, do you remember me? Like, you still in Augusta? And I remember that lot still like it was yesterday. Like, I was laughing because I was like, his whole demeanor changed. Like, it almost looked like like sweat, a layer of sweat formed on his forehead. Like, ooh, bitch, I'm nervous now. Like, not. I guess he didn't know what I was gonna say in the live. And at first, I really wasn't going to say that much. I was gonna be like, more or less like, just how you been, da da da. And I never even went in the DMs. Like, he showed the same messages on our Bigo. He hit me up first to ask me if I was still in Augusta. Then sent me another message. Let me get tap this. What am I doing? Uh,
So, okay, okay. No, boss.
it would be somewhere. Sorry, his number's there again, but he already leaked my shit and tried to leak me. So there you go.
Okay, okay, okay.
But yeah, he hit me up 3 times, and he was on the same bullshit he was on years ago. He thought I was still the same bitch too. I don't even now. I wouldn't sit there and just suck your dick up for weed. I'll suck your dick because I want to suck your dick. I did not. Genuinely, Charlie knows he would not have gotten head if he ain't had no weed. And yes, call it what you want. Transaction. Call me a prostitute. Call me a whore. But bitch, y'all suck dick for free. I suck dick for a fee sometimes. Cause bitch, sometimes the dick ain't all that. You gonna have to have something on the
Okay.
sides. But anyways,
So
stop
you
with all
meant
that
okay.
y'all hate
So
saying.
so when and this was when you was at 17, right?
Yes. Now let me
Okay.
explain something to y'all too. When I got on the app at 16, I fucked niggas twice Charlie's age. Like 40, however old Charlie is or was at that time. Because yes, I did go on the record saying 24, but I genuinely did not know how old he was when I said that. I just threw out a net age. Now, me having to sit there and re-clarify how old I was because I saw how bad it was if I did sit there and say 16. Yeah, I was like, let me clarify because no, it was not 16. I know what I was doing at 16. Literally, I turned 16 May 2017, and that those 3 days later, I hopped my ass on Grinder because I contemplated for a while, like, do I really want to have sex? I was like, I really want to have sex, and I did, and I had it a few times with a few niggas. Had to learn a few things, but bitch, we learned as we went. And yeah, I said a few things about his dick that boosted his head, but yeah, I am. I'm back in the unit, Bukas. So Grinder is
Okay.
to find a fuck buddy. That's really what it is. It is for a hookup. Sorry, I talk a lot for a person.
And you guys, I'm sure that he's not gonna have those original grinder messages,
I don't, baby. Let me
because
explain something to you. No,
they are
I'll
gonna
tell you
be
why.
so impossible to find. Like even on my grinder and jacked messages, you guys, I can't even go back a week and find them. And technology, you have to think this is some years ago. And so those messages are even back then, we wasn't even thinking about keeping receipts and screenshots. I know I wasn't, so I
Right.
definitely know that this baby was not.
I,
So those
I was
messages are
keeping
never
somewhat
gonna be found.
receipts. But it wasn't necessarily I was receipts. It was like if I sent a nigga something and I knew like, oh, this nigga might try to expose me, I would keep an insurance policy. Um, but with me going on the app at 16, as much as Charlie wants to sit here and lie, I told everybody when I was under the age of 18 how old I was and that I was able to legally consent because my mother would not sit here and try to press charges against you or nothing. And if you don't tell, I don't tell. Now, I still shared these sexual experiences even with my friends. And I had teachers that knew about my fucking sugar daddies. The same teachers that wrote me fucking letters and recommendations, they knew how smart yet how fucking reckless and wild I was. My Spanish teacher loved me from boots up, booty, baby. Like that lady,
So
I
was
don't know, a
this?
lick
So
of Spanish
let me
teacher.
ask you. So let me ask you this, Alan. Was this in Georgia? This was in Georgia still, right?
Girl, if I was born in 2001, bitch, go do your math again, you retard. I'm sorry. Yes,
What
this was
was
in
this?
Georgia.
This was done in Georgia still, right?
Hmm.
Okay, because I know the Texas law. So you guys look up and see if 17 is, adult age,
It's age of
because I
consent in
know
Georgia is
here it
16.
is.
Age of consent in Georgia with a parent's acknowledgement is 16, from what I've seen.
Okay.
So,
So you guys, so right there,
mhm.
so just so let's go ahead and clear up these nasty allegations and things like that. So at 16 and 17, apparently in the state of
And
Georgia,
Charlie,
that
look,
is
college age. That's another
okay.
reason why I hooked up with him. He's not ugly, but no, he ain't all that cute. I'm being nice. Like I did it. Like I said, I did this for exposure. I had my interrelations with Charlie, and I knew I could capitalize off that. But bitch, I don't have to lie about shit. I really could have just kept it all. Most of the things I tell y'all, I be telling y'all way too fucking much. I be name dropping. I be giving middle names, fucking full names, bitch. Y'all done heard a lot of names, okay? So I didn't know Charlie's full name. That's how much we really didn't know about each other. That's how much it really was just a hoe action. Like it was nothing more than some dick and trick. Some dick and
It was
trick,
just
baby.
a link, just a regular link up. Like
With
you
some
want some
weed.
of this, you got some
You
weed.
got some of that, and he
Boom.
literally hit me like that, and that's why I brought it back to here. And he's talking about something. I called him Barley, bitch. I didn't call you no Barley. That's a weekend. Like I talk about some. Oh, this dude. His name rhyme with Barley. That's like the weakest. That's so fucking stupid. Past that, he reached out to me like November, a couple of weeks ago on the 29th, 27th, whatever. I still have those receipts as well. And bro, and he didn't hit shit. He didn't fuck nothing. By the way, I only did oral sex on him. He never even saw my body naked, and I never even saw his top half of him. I don't even know what that chest looked like. And I'm a chest person, so I typically remember
Okay.
the fuck out of a body, especially
So
considering
y'all
I
had
hooked up with you.
So y'all had that going on at that time, right? And then so moving forward, did y'all ever see each other communicate up until you found out that he was on Bigo?
Mm. Um. So did we? Can you ask that question again? I'm reading some stupid shit. I'm sorry. I
Oh
know
yeah,
what that
I
means.
don't read the comments
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
So
You're
if
good.
you So after that link up, did you and Charlie ever have any other communication with each other up and
After our
before
last link up, I never saw that nigga again. I never
until the
literally
Bigo
seen him
situation?
until the Bigo. And when I saw him in the live, he followed me, and then he didn't even keep talking to me. He just went back to his typical tea time shit. So for that, wherever, however long ago he had followed me, I would then watch him because I was like, this is the same. And I didn't really know what was going on. Big to me is still so a new field, and I get it's messy and drama, but I didn't know who he was talking about, what he was talking about, what was the lead up to. Like, it's just a lot of shit going on. So I just watched over the next few days, and I was like, oh, the way he talks about people, like he was talking about somebody like, oh, bitch, you hop on live talking about some Charlie talking about me, Charlie talking about me, when bitch all you was a clothing topic. And I'm like, he don't see where he he doesn't even show like a modicum of respect for humans in general, like for people in general. It's just people are content to him. So I'm like, I felt the need for me to get my exposure and get where I need to get on this app, which you can't do that being nice. You gotta step on some toes and you gotta shake a few motherfucking tables. And that was one bitch I had an inner relationship with. And any nigga I hook up with, typically, I'm really not scared of. I would just tell you that right now. Ain't many niggas that, even if they put their hands on me, I was still just more turned on. And if anything, that's the crazy bitch in me though. So hey, call it what you want.
Okay. So when you okay, so you came to the app, you seen Charlie was, on the app and all of that transpired. So after y'all ended up speaking and you seen him on the app, how what caused the exposure and the blow other than you like wanting the exposure and stuff, what caused
Well,
the
and I was
fire?
like, because I'd already been talking about it. Even people know I'd been talking about me hooking up with a top broadcaster on this app. And I was like, I
Mhm.
said it. I was like, Charlie, but I hadn't been this big yet. It was about who knew about it and who then was going to go forth with it.
So basically
So
you said that and they started putting
and it
the
started
two.
circulating. But and then what really got worse was when Charlie then gave me like physical proof of him reaching out to me, but the way he reached out to me, like it's been years, my dude, and you knew, you even acknowledged in your lives, you knew I was homeless, and you tried to say, oh, he's mad at me because I didn't give him a place to stay. No, Charlie, I would never want to live with you. You're messy as fuck. Like, fuck no, hell no. Um, Fuck no. But so I'm just like, he came in my live, and he said he's came in my live before. I don't know. He be watching off of Fufu accounts, whatever, whatever. But he had hit me up before I went on that live that day to talk about it, and I ain't say shit about Barley. I was like, I don't know if I want to say his name. You know what? I'm just saying. I said it before you knew it. I was blocked by him, and my shit started popping up because I think he had already known I had been speaking on it. And so the fact he was even trying to have me link up with him again made no sense, especially if he was gonna be like, hey, don't talk about it. If you wanted to be like, hey, don't bring it on the app, that's cool. But I'm like, considering you talk about everybody else's business, and I know everyone's like, well, Charlie's not like that. He don't talk about his sex life. Well, now he has to. Because that was the whole point. I wanted to give him content of his own. Call it the fuck you want. I also felt disrespected after not being seen for by you by 4 years. And yeah, I might have been a cheap hoe then. I might be a cheap hoe now. Bitch, hey, it's how you been. Not these whole ass vibes. Like, I'm sorry, bitch. And that's maybe the bipolar in me, bitch. I might have sucked your dick, really feeling it, and left it at that. But that day, I was feeling messy. And I still am with in as it pertains to that nigga, especially because the head was cheap. Oh, it's good though, but it's cheap. Well, you'll never know again. So, especially considering our last encounter when I fucking saw what I saw, and you keep trying to force me to believe otherwise. And that's not, you're not even mad about that, which I'm glad, good, because we're not going to stigmatize that. But you're not going to sit here and say I did not tell you how old I was on that app, Charlie. I told everybody, even my sugar daddies. That's what made those niggas attracted to me, because of how young I was. It had nothing to do with what I look like, this, man, and the third. The sugar daddies all died out when I turned legal. All that sex that all these niggas wanted from me started to die down once I started to become just as grown as them, basically. And that's up to y'all to do with that as you will. But bitch, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why y'all sitting here
Okay.
acting like I'm a victim. I'm not a victim. But Charlie sitting here, and if you're attacking me for lies, that makes
no sense. You should have been taking me to court for lies. You should, for defamation of character, assassination to your character, whatever the case be. But you putting your hands on me is not a good reflection on your character, considering I wasn't like, oh fuck Charlie. Da, da, da. No, I just told my part. I still, I mean, I have animosity against you now that you sat here and pepper sprayed me and turned it into a whole motherfucking premeditated attack, a here and a after interview like you motherfucking TMZ for real. And then Ari too getting involved, talking about I don't do mess and all this mess you got going on with Charlie, but you getting involved. All you bitches on this app are really messy, and that's how I knew what to capitalize off of. Mess. Now, did I think I would get into it with Ari this early? Had no fucking idea Ari would hop her ass on the app and start talking about me, and start thinking she could what shed light on me being ungrateful, me being what? Like, girl, if you felt that way, you should address me like an adult, but you didn't. You brought it to Bigo, same way Charlie brought a fight to Bigo, which you could have really had in the streets and not risked your fucking Airbnb account that might now get banned, as well as the one that was helping me get my Airbnbs. All because you want to be fucking foolish for Bigo. We can be foolish, but we can also have a little common sense. That's my whole thing. Being messy can be calculated, ho. And y'all wasn't calculated with that shit. I'm sorry.
Okay. So with that being said, with that being said, okay, you came onto the app and you spoke to Charlie, realized, who y'all, who you were, this, that, and other. So how did Ari come about the situation? Did Ari,
I
because I
can't
seen
look
when you,
at the camera because of the comments, and I'll
okay,
be
just
like,
swipe them over, like, just swipe them.
okay.
Okay, go ahead. What'd you say? Say that again.
So how did you and Ari come about? How did Ari approach you first, coming to
Ari
your live?
discovered me on Bigo Kicks and Giggles. Ari discovered me on Bigo Kicks and Giggles, and she saw a video someone had screen recorded off my live of me showing people how I shit, how I charge my phone, how I do this, how I do the third. And she said she felt bad for me. She reached out to me. Someone said, all right, the Don's in your life. All right, the Don's in your life. Bring her up, bring her up, bring her up. I'm like, who is this? I genuinely, everyone who knows that day I met Ari, I did not know who Ari is. And that's the I don't know why I had to bring that up, because someone said something about that, like, oh, you want, no, bitch, I did not know who Ari was before Ari contacted me and came in my live. I also barely knew who bitches like, I mean, I knew the Shay Trap Celeb, anybody that was on TikTok from Bigo, but not people like Kanon and Ari. There's nothing about them on TikTok like that. Not that come on my page. The gay stuff. That's like a straight race relationship to me. I don't even find interest in that type of shit. But that's not the point. The point was, yeah, I've been on this app since June though. Since June, July, and I never even knew Charlie was on the app. There's even a video of when I had my braids working at Circle K, where I was living in Hetsville, right behind my auntie. And that at that time I moved and I was still on Bigo, and I used to strip on the pole on Bigo and the tutu and crop tops. I've been on Bigo for a while and didn't know any of these bitches. Had no real exposure. But I saw being nice on this app wasn't gonna get me exposure. And then I saw my opportunity. You call it what you want, clout chasing, da da da. But exposure is exposure, and I took it.
Okay, and I did hear him what he just said to
Yes,
me.
I did
I
not know
did
he was,
hear
oh
him
my god,
talking
y'all.
about swipe the comments, boo, swipe the
I'm
comments.
sorry, because like it's crazy, y'all. I used to go live hardcore every day. I didn't watch nobody on this app like that. Then I started understanding the app, and I went on the heat list, and I went on Charlie's page, and I went on a few other pages, but I was like, oh my god, this nigga, that's that nigga. I'm like, wow, okay.
So what he's saying is, you guys. So what he's saying is, he's saying he did come onto the. He's saying he did. I do believe, like whatever side he ended up on, if he ended up on the side where he was not getting like any views or any popularity or anything like that, then I do believe that there was probably a chance that he didn't know like who some of these top broadcasters were, because
I
it took
really
me a
didn't.
while
Like
to
I
really
just
it
learned
took me
who
a while to
Alamo
really
is.
understand who some of them were. But
Yeah, like I've
now,
seen a lot
so
of them
he
on
is
TikTok
saying,
though.
yes, so he is saying, you guys, so he ended up, this came about and everything. So he's saying that basically, y'all, he's seen his opportunity and he took it. I can, on my personal note, I can't blame him for that because all of those top broadcasters that y'all support or that you're in here defending, they do the same thing. As soon as there's a story or something to tell, they jump on live and see who
And
can
it's
do it
my
first. You have,
story. That's the
and it's,
bigger part about
yeah.
it, y'all. Charlie tells everybody else's business but his own. Now he has some real content to also give. Since he wanna be this big old bitch, then fine. But I didn't think you didn't have to fight me to do that. He was literally talking about some. I wanted to be like Mariah Carey and just never address it and pretend like. But instead, you was being like, who? What's a ghetto ass? A Sharkeisha. You. That's what you were. So now you don't get cool points and people call me disabled shit, da da da. And no, I'm not a victim, but you don't get cool points, not for beating my ass, for pepper spraying me, ho. That was weak. I'm sorry. Cause I think, I don't know what it was, what made you pepper spray me other than the fact that, yeah, I was on a public street getting your credentials, ho. Because I had to now get your license plate considering you did just attack me. And I don't care what y'all saying. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my ass off those comments. But y'all sit here and keep saying that, oh, I attacked Charlie, I attacked Charlie. Y'all saw him invite me in at one part of the video, right? And then he flipped up real quick. He's like, come in the camera, right? Right? Okay. And then even when I wasn't even really in his room, I was out the door. He still talking about some get out my room, get my room. Bitch, he wanted to be the aggressor. You saw him on live prior to it meditating the attack. Now, I could see why you bitches also thought it was a storyline. This is what pisses me off because, bitch, how do I live in a house and I'm not really even living that bitch and not know the motherfucker is moving in the room right next to me? How do I not know that? Realistically, yes, my door is closed, but shit, I should have. I'm a nosy bitch. I should have known that or something. That don't make no sense. I
So
don't
let me
believe
stop
it.
you there. So let me stop you there. So you're in the Airbnb, which we seen that that individual got you your Airbnb. So you were at this
I had
point.
been
This is
there.
what we're
Yeah,
saying.
I've been there
You
from the
were not
fourth to the ninth.
right, and you were not aware that it was Charlie that was coming. But when you obviously being in the vicinity, because I said this, when someone's coming in, because a lot of people are saying, well, he didn't know, he didn't know. When you're staying in the Airbnb and you're staying in the actually in the same house under the same roof as a human being, when someone comes into there, you're going to want to know who in the hell is staying under that roof
And
with
I'll tell
you.
you this, the lady who was cleaning the room, she was the same lady that ended up accidentally putting that lady's that owns Airbnb information on the live because I didn't pause it again when she gave me her number. Why the fuck would I need her number when you're about to give her my number? What the fuck? But anyways, defeat that. That's the lady I thought was moving into that Airbnb. Now, why did I think that? Why did I think this lady was cleaning up her own Airbnbs? And why wouldn't she have a maid when she has multiple Airbnbs? And the way they were all staged like hotels, of course you got somebody staging these bitches. So this lady came in. I'm thinking this is the white woman that moved in because she was also doing laundry. I was like, damn, shit. I've been here all these days. I knew to do laundry, and the bitch that just came moved in today, then hopped on it before me. So I was like, well, whenever her shit finished, I can get to it. So I looked in it, and it was sheets. I should have then noticed. Okay, well, that's the mate, bitch. That's not the person moving in. But I didn't think anyone was moving in outside of that. You could have just thought she was just cleaning up the room, just staging the room, and to prepare it. But no, obviously she was staging the room instantly for him to move right in that room. And the crazy part is there was a room. The door we broke was the room he wasn't in. It's like he purposely got that room next to me. Like he knew it was next to me. I don't know. I really don't know because there was a
So
whole nother
you
empty
had
room. That don't make
So you
sense.
did.
Like,
So that's what I'm saying. So you had no idea that he was coming into that. So because a lot of people feel like it was a setup that Charlie that he has his own roof, his own place to stay, went and got an Airbnb. And it just happened to be the same place
yeah,
as
Charlie
yours.
definitely
And
has.
then
I've heard that Charlie
and then
has
we
his own
have
place.
Ari saying that she had something to do with it, but not to the extent that everyone thinks that she does. So, in my personal opinion, I would say that that was definitely a setup because if I'm into it with an old fling or something, it then came to Bigo and I'm staying in an Airbnb and then all or even hotel. And then all of a sudden I'm in room 206 and you're in room 406, bitch. You have a house. How in the hell did you end up here at my Airbnb or my
And
hotel?
I
You're
knew,
not on
okay,
vacation.
obviously he came to get the Airbnb to fight me there, or even just to try to scare me, punk me. I don't know, but it's the fact you did it that way. You could have just set up a fight if you really wanted to fight like that. But I think he like I said, he did this all for content, y'all. I exposed him for exposure.
I
He
agree,
kept it
Mary
going
Jane.
because
I
yeah,
agree. I
I
agree
think
with
he
that.
grasped on the clout too. He wanted to ride on the clout too. He saw like shit. I mean, it's not in a bad light, da da da. But once the age is either way, 16 or 17, I didn't hook up with that nigga in my senior year. The fuck? And I was 19 my senior year. So yeah, no, I wasn't. I was very much oh
So
girl, I was very much
how
doing
did
fucking,
so
but not
hold
with
on. So hold on, Aylin. So
yeah, I
let's
have
so
videos of the shit I was fucking on senior year. I'm sorry.
let's backtrack a little bit to this. Okay, so
Cause I was
in the Airbnb, we'll so in the Airbnb, you was there for some days. He ended up showing up. He came, and then everything seemed okay until that initial incident. So we seen that
what you
incident
mean?
from like well until that fight transpired.
No,
You were
that was
there.
all horrible. That was that whole the him coming to the
The whole
Airbnb.
experience was
That was
just
yeah, just that was who the fuck? Why are you there? You don't need to be there. That was
it was
stupid. That
uncomfortable.
and it wasn't even uncomfortable. You sat there and now you ruined the door to a room we are not even in, which like I said, that room was clean. Why? There was literally a black lady that had been in that room the whole time, and she just left that day or the day before, and barely got spoke to her or anything. But I was like, why would they clean that room to be in that room specifically? Maybe it was the amenities in it. I don't know. Maybe it was the size. The door fucking broke open because of the fight, and I saw inside that room. I guess you could say it was smaller. Yeah, his room had a chair in it, so he might have just wanted the bigger room. But I genuinely think I don't know I don't know. Maybe he can't book it by the room specifically by the room, but I don't know how he ended up right next to my room, and why my dumb ass thought it was the smart thing to go ask what the sign was like. What would that have? And if it couldn't be Shazam, that just meant it was a release, Jalen. You kind of knew that, or saw
Okay.
like on TikTok.
So with so after that happened, a lot of people are wanting to know before I get into some like more personal stuff. A lot of people are wanting to know, are you going to press charges?
Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know why y'all don't understand. I have no choice. Everybody knows if you just learn a little bit about law, that's a domestic violent case. Georgia's gonna pick that up regardless. It's not about a DA is gonna determine if charges get pressed, and they will most likely press charges on him. So this baby has ADHD. Respectfully, no, for real. So yeah, I'm sorry. I say a lot of shit sometimes uncorrelated,
It's
correlated.
okay.
You can
So
win. You can fight, win or
did you
lose.
go? So you have not pressed charges yet. Did you do
I
that
have
with the
not even.
police?
So y'all have. This is how pressing charges work in this matter. So I have to go pick up a report and then take that to file a warrant. That's when then someone's going to determine, based off of this filing of the report and what's in the report, if we need to go send out an officer to go acquire this person or this individual and hold them in custody until we can put them at least a hearing or whatnot, an arraignment. Outside of that, yeah, it is when it's a violent charge like that, they want to get you off the street because who else you might hit based off this account, you might be a loose bullet for all we know. But that's
So
that's
I
genuinely
would
how that goes.
So what I would do in that case, I would just if you're gonna do that, what I would do on that situation, I would just call them and say if this what you're gonna do, this would be my opinion on it because I'm not that educated in that, but I would call and say, hey, this happened, this is such and such. Can you walk me through the process on how I need to press charges? And then they'll obviously walk you step by step. That's how I would handle that if you're actually going to go through with going and pressing charges. Um,
Okay.
I would
Well,
definitely
yeah,
call.
they
They'll
told
walk
me
you
that
through
I
it.
would be pressing charges for simple battery, which I'm like, okay, because, yeah, that's what he said the charges would be. And I'm like, okay,
Right.
okay.
And then, and then also I will say with that, just
And
be
I need to
aware and
get an
stuff that,
injunction against harassment or a restraining order against this nigga, because, yeah, he's crazy.
like a protection order or something like that. But then also just know that he may
And
also,
yeah,
do the
ignore the
same thing.
comments.
So just be aware of that. And then Ari, when Ari came, Ari was being really nice to you. So tell us about that Ari situation when I know she was going to help. She said she was going to help you, and then we all seen that switched.
So, this is okay. When I met Ari, she was telling me a few things in a way she could help me. She said she could be a guarantor for
I'm
one of
sorry
my
that happened,
apartments.
sugar.
She was saying that she could help me, get fake pay stubs to, get a place, which I was like, okay, cool, that worked too. Or she like, she could um help, give me a place somewhere to live. She was offering to let me live with her at first. But then she like one of her Airbnbs that she has, well, it's her dad's apartment, she said, but she was like, I could move in it and it'd be rent free. Everyone was on the live. She showed the Airbnb and everything. And so I was like, oh, girl, that's cool. I'm like, I'd be cool to pay like a security deposit or something. She's like, no, I want you to get back on your feet. I've heard this similarly earlier, and I hope this is not a scam because someone's also offered me a place to stay again in my area, fortunately. So, but back to the story. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, I mean, I told her I even had bipolar. I told her I've been suffering from weed codependency. She's like, oh, as long as you don't smoke cigarettes, I don't care about you smoking weed. We all smoke weed, child. Da da da. Mind you, you did just try to talk down on me, talking about some. I spend my money on weed. I've always spent my money on weed. That's the whole issue I've been trying to point out. But it's been my money. Even when y'all sent me money, what do y'all think? I just was completely broke before y'all came into the equation. I always make money, baby. I'm a hustler. Get the fuck out my bank account, baby, and worry about yours. But I'm sure she has money. Good for her. Back to the point though. Yeah, she was like all these things about me moving her that I'm very strict.
Will you talk back in your mic, boo?
Oh, I'm so sorry. So yeah, all these things she was like saying she was strict about when originally the plan was to move in with her, but then she was like, "Well, you'd be in this place now," so da 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 da. And I was like, "Okay, bet, cool." So then um, she was like talking about. I was asking, "Well, how soon?" And she was kind of beating around the bush. She was like, well, right now I'm trying to get you an Airbnb." I was like, "Well, if I can move in," and like I was like, I get you got to clean it up and stuff." She's like, "No," it's like the apartment's ready for you to move in. So I'm like, so even the comments started. Okay, so all right, when can he move in? All right, when can he come? Da, da. Like, baby, you knew you was beating around the bush for whatever reason, but so then she was like, my brother said he was trying to get you an Airbnb. He's in Atlanta, da, 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 my Bigo brother. And I was like, that's no, that's fine. It's cool. I can, like, cause I still have trust issues. It didn't matter. I saw this girl's videos and whatnot. People warned me. And so when I got my first Airbnb, this is when how Ari met me. She called me and I'd been scared. I thought she was trolling me because I really don't know this girl and I have bad PTSD. Call it what you want. And she was like, "Hey, come to my live." And she texted me that. I was like, okay. So I came to live briefly. Look, left. She calls me. She's like, "Hey, come to my live, real quick for me, please." And I was like, "Okay, coming." Came right back. She's like, "Hey, y'all, this was the boy I was telling y'all about." I get on the panel. I'm sitting there. I'm like, she's like, hey, she's like, da da da, da da da, and we talked about the living situation. I was in my first Airbnb, mind you, the one Bling Bling got me, mind you. This is K9's admin. How would I fucking know that? I barely know the man. I literally just let him help me because he genuinely was helping me. He didn't ask for any of my info. He didn't, as long I just had him get the Airbnb and I would get to it. He didn't need any of my info. And they didn't require like an ID when I walked in the bitch, so it was pretty easy before all this shit happened. But back to the point of the story. Yeah, I had that ADHD. So I was in this Airbnb doing laundry when all this happened. So she calls me. I get on the phone with her, And this is the one time Ari has genuinely helped me. Ari did not send me a goddamn dollar. And you will scratch that off the record now. She ain't got no dollar sent to me in her name. Ari supporters felt compassion enough for me, and a lot of her supporters were sending me like, "We love you, Ari," da da da, like in the tag. So a lot of them sent it genuinely because Ari was telling them to cash at me,
I did
and she
see
said,
that she asked them to.
and she was like, "You guys know I don't really ever ask y'all to cash out," and so I'm still grateful for that. I still really appreciate that. But bitch, but baby, don't say you gave me a goddamn dollar. Your supporters gave me a dollar. So I guess if you count it as that or those beans you threw at me, you could count that up to that too, Trudy. But it ain't the same. Um, but on top of that, so on that live, we did that. We spoke about it briefly. We hadn't necessarily figured out a plan. So that was the first Airbnb. I ended up back in the storage, and then she found out I was back in the storage. She's like, "What happened?" She's like, She's like, "I told you to look for a place." I was like, "I'm not gonna lie, I was lollygagging at the Airbnb. I was relaxed out. I was eating, walking. Like there was a little Dollar General and Zaxby's in walking distance. So I was like, finally somewhere I actually can eat new walking distance because I do all my walking anyways, and I still like walking. So stay on track. So I was like, yeah, not gonna lie, I did lollygag in that Airbnb type shit. I didn't even look for a job in the surrounding area. And she's like, okay. And then we got to the apartment shit, and she told me about me moving in with her. And she was like, I need to talk to my gay children first and my parents and shit about this and whatever. And I was like, that's cool. Just let me know. I was like, bet. So then she let me know, and she's like, "Yeah, you can move in." I say, "So," she's like, "But," and then she made it seem like it was such a burden to help me now. Um, that I got this place. She's like, um, I was like, okay, so when can I move in? Da da da. She's like, I gotta get you this Airbnb. I gotta get you this Greyhound ticket. Da da da. You didn't get me the Airbnb. Bling Bling got me that second Airbnb, even though Bling Bling was the same one. And I'm sorry I have to put you out like that. Bling Bling was the same one telling me to stay away from Ari. He was trying to help me so sincerely, like. Don't get me wrong. She's a good person, but she's a little unstable, and that's not something you need to be around. Like Bling Bling was keeping it cut, real cut, and I was like, okay, cool. But I need somewhere to stay. If you don't got somewhere for me to stay, I'ma still go until I have my experiences with Ari. So Bling Bling got me this place from the 4th to the 9th, the current Airbnb I was in. I got my own Greyhound ticket out of my own pocket. I gave Bling Bling 50 for this Airbnb, and I gave Bling Bling 50 for the last Airbnb to extend it because it was from Monday to Wednesday, but I liked it, and I liked it a lot because even the lady liked me because she gave me a bag of toiletries and $20 because she knew my whole incident and was even like, I'm a custom niggas at a Wendy's out for you type shit. Shorty at that Airbnb, fuck that, fucking with me. The second one probably won't because all this shit. But so I'm in this Airbnb. I'm like, okay, well, I'm finna only be here the last time. I don't know when I'll ever come back because I don't have a car and I don't have the means to come back and just get my shit when I want to. But the goal was when I get out there, I already said I could save rent. She would even give me a job in leasing and shit. So why the fuck would I be looking for a job out there when you didn't even give me where the fuck I was about to be living around other than Midtown Dallas? Like uptown Dallas, like that's a general area that doesn't fucking help. Ari, you should have gave me an area if you really wanted me to look for a job. You should say, hey, try to look for areas in this general zip code or something. No, but this is you already brought all this to be on. So I'm literally trying to hang out with my friends the last time. We go bowling. Yes, I paid for my friends for bowling. I paid 30-20 in total for all three of us. It was the cheapest night of bowling. Daniel just paid me back today. Donovan will pay me back later. These are my friends. Like this is what we do type shit. We always got each other. And I don't have to worry about if a nigga not gonna pay me back when it comes to these two. I never had to worry about that. Now LA didn't come because his ass Daniel was gonna have to pay for him if LA couldn't pay me. Because LA can't owe me. That nigga Gemini, he's not good for paying back money. But stay on the track, nigga. Back to the story. So while I try to go out bowling, and mind you, talking about something, I'm at the club, which we ain't go to no motherfucking club. And that was I wanted to go to a bar, not even a club. Club, like if I went, I was just gonna buy myself 2 drinks and see what it's like here. Cause I've been to a club before called Tiger's Eye in Marietta. That shit was trash, and I was like, maybe ours is a little better because that was a small club. But whatever. I went bowling with my friends. We played a game of bowling, and these niggas spent their own money on arcade and shit. Um, Yeah, because they had like $5 or $7. I was like, oh, you're not gonna be able to get your shoes and shit. And it was the cheapest night of bowling. It was $3.33. So once again, I don't have no shame in paying my friends. Like Donovan did the ride. Daniel provided shit too. Like we ain't gonna get too into detail, but we all put our parts in, whatever, whatever. So point is, I'm going live, about to head to this thing, and I'm getting in the car with them, and they're like, Ari's over you. Ari said she don't mess with you no more. You better go clear things up with Ari. Clear the fuck what up with Ari. Now, mind you, in the process of me being in this Airbnb, I had just lost $100 being in this Airbnb and being in the last. I just also lost. I'm about to lose $104 to pay for this unit. I also have a $50 some dollar phone bill, and I just paid $170 for a fucking Greyhound ticket. She still hadn't gave me no money, mind you. And I was still like, you know what? I don't even want to burden her with giving me any money because she's giving me a place to stay, something that was creating her a profit, a motherfucking revenue type shit. But so I was like, and she offered me a job. She said she would get me something in leasing or some shit. She's like, you be real good at it. Da da da. It's kind of like prospecting or some shit. I don't. I already said a lot of shit. Okay, she said a lot of shit, and I made me being able to get to Dallas possible. I'm supposed to
So
be born on
it's
the
so
planet.
hard. So let me. So hold on. So it sounds like she sold you a dream.
She did.
Um,
She did.
but I will say this. I'm gonna backtrack just a little. And this is just me being fair. This is something that I would say. I would say any of this to even my family members.
No, you
Um,
fine.
I will say any broadcaster that has their platform or their supporters help you, in a sense that is coming from them, because usually that those beans or those
And I
CAs would
respect
go
that.
to. But
Right.
I know that y'all not seeing eye to eye either. So
And
do
no, I
keep
still
that.
respect her giving me that ability to get on her platform and get her support from her supporters. But
Yeah.
to say Ari gave me a direct dollar is not the same thing. No, it is
No,
not.
yeah,
Yes, you
we
allowed me to get the
understand that.
dollars that they would have given you had you asked for it. But she said she don't usually ask for cash apps. She don't do cash apps. I'm sure she doesn't have to. She makes money. That's what
Yeah,
she says.
she's
So
got some money. But then
right.
also, I think also, and then I don't let it bother you. It's just it would just be like, a lesson learned, because we all do it, y'all. So mind y'all, when y'all in these comments, y'all have to remember that these are things that, y'all have done as well. So I think, some of the comments, what they were, what they're saying is when they did help you out, it's not
Well,
like
you
the
gotta let me
you
finish the
going.
story as to why she didn't end up helping me. So
Oh no,
I
no,
was
no,
like,
I am. But hold on.
okay,
But when they
go.
were saying something, when they said something to you about like spending the money, I don't think it was necessarily. I think they were just saying like your priorities, because I feel like, I don't blame you for wanting to get out and do something, but I think they were saying this was to help you. So like maybe you just wait on the bowling, or going out to get your mind clear.
Yeah,
Just
no, that,
use
and
those funds, get you
I'll
some help
stop you right
first.
there because let me explain something to you. Just because I'm 21 and I'm homeless, and right now I was waiting to get somewhere. The whole goal was I was trying to also make the money back that I was spending with the raffle and whatnot. But Ari didn't want to help me with that, and I was like, you know what? I want to see my friends before I leave, type shit. So I was like, hey, you know what? Let's go bowling. Let's go bowling and do some shit, type shit. And we did. So for y'all to sit here and try to say me moving to Dallas, I don't know when I would have came back. Me going bowling is a problem. That I really don't. I'll tell you, and personally, even you, bartender, that's your opinion. But I do with the facts. I don't really give a fuck about your feelings on the situation because me going bowling at 21 years old with my friends when I don't know if I'll ever see them again. We don't know if they'll be in a grocery store getting shot up, at church getting shot up, at the club getting shot up. Because these are my black brothers. I'm gonna go hang out with my black brothers. So don't ever try to make me feel some type of way about that, okay? Okay. Okay. Just
Well,
making
no, no,
sure.
no. Hold on. Well, let's hold on now. Hold on now. Let's be clear on one thing, because it wasn't my money or anything. So it's
Right.
I don't have an opinion on it. So I really
Right.
don't care about that. I was just letting you know before, like, because I didn't want the comments to like kind of get up in your head, but that's what, because when you're seeing it, when they're like, oh, because I've seen it too. Well, you blew the money, you spent the money that we sent, because I've seen them spend a lot. I've seen them send lots of money to broadcasters, and they'll say the same thing with them not knowing what is going on behind the scenes. So with me
Yeah,
saying
and
that
that's
to
the
you,
greater thing.
and
I've
so
saved a lot of the
well,
money
hold on,
y'all
but
been
that's why,
sending.
yeah, but that's why you hear, because with me saying that to you and them saying your priorities, that's why I was telling them everybody always has their priorities out of order at some time in their life. But now that you explain, like I can understand that more. So you wanted to see them. This is before you leave.
Hmm.
Okay, yeah, go
Hmm.
ahead.
Oh, were you asking a question?
No, so Ari ended up, so she did not, so she reneges on you moving out there to Dallas,
Yeah,
right?
because she said, and I actually found out another reason. She said my admins made me aware that the person that helped him get the Airbnb, yes, the person that actually helped me get the Airbnb to come stay out with you, even though he said it was a bad idea, but he would still want me being comfortable until I got there type shit, got me the Airbnb while you couldn't help me because you said this, that, and the third. And you said, this is what you said. You need to be asking your supporters to help you. I don't have that many supporters. So then I came up with the idea. I was like, what about if I do a raffle or something on your, or, you let these people know I have to reimburse myself for these funds that I just spent. And you talk about something, I'm not looking for a job and da da da. I'm trying to make my money back on top of that type shit. You feel me? But you don't even see that. You see it as, oh, a bad thing. Mind you, I hear you talking about oh, I got $150 raffle for a girl, one's for a boy, one's gonna be with a ring. Like, I hear you, and it's like you contradict yourself. You do shit that doesn't make sense. Like, you literally was saying you don't do mess, but I'm watching you do mess with Charlie. Nigga, when I asked you, I said, but you don't even like Charlie, right? I don't like you said. I don't want to say she didn't like Charlie, but if I'm not mistaken, she said she don't like Charlie. And now here you got Charlie in the panel, everybody asking, and because everybody else confused just like us. When you Charlie start being friends? We just started, but no, you bitches are petty. You be Leah is orchestrating most of this, and because I have no. So all you big old bitches, I have no loyalty because you bitches have no loyalty to each other. You bitches switch up and flip flop. Leah orchestrated putting both of these interviews together because I was talking about the Ari situation the night after bowling, and I thought she was coming in there to talk about interviewing me about the Ari situation, but she still wanted to interview about Charlie too. I was like, oh yeah, because I mean it's T on Charlie, but I'm like, I'm not gonna take a shot yet at Charlie if Charlie's not taking a shot at me because I'm like, I'm withholding. I don't give it to him like that, and I don't have no reason to give it to him like that. I had been watching him, and I definitely never saw him talk about me, and I never felt that need to do it. Now, somebody said Liam might have made that up. Well, no, then I went on live and saw him calling me cheap, calling me a head tender. So it didn't matter at that point. Then I was like, oh, well, then, bitch, yeah, no, I can say this shit with my full chest. Because since we're being honest, since we're being real open, since we're just putting it all on the fucking table, let's do that. But that wasn't the point to do that. It was more like, oh, bitch, since you want to call me cheap, I want them to know you still wanted more. But here's why I would never. And even though I wanted them to show you wanted more too, type shit, you came in my shit asking for head. Charlie, I would never think you would come like that. Like that's crazy. Like I would never think you with that platform would hit me up like that. Like I would think you did that shit off of something. I don't know. Like nigga, you really did yourself like that. Because yeah, I guess he says there's no shame. I got good head, this and the third, but none of that else makes sense. None of that makes sense. I'm sorry. It's
Okay,
just everything about him being mad about it being a lie. No one is. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna keep explaining this. Like this is, and it's really what bothers me about this is if Charlie isn't HIV or AIDS positive, which don't put a stigma on it, right? Because I have an uncle with AIDS. I have friends that I met in Arizona, who had HIV, like type shit. I'm not stigmatizing that, but he wasn't even mad about that necessarily because he could clear that up. It's the fact he now wants to sit here and act like I did not tell him. Like every grown motherfucker I met on that app, Being 17 was not a problem for you then. It was not that far from 18. I even let you know I'll be 18 in a couple months type shit. Like it ain't, and I don't, who am I gonna tell? Who was I gonna tell? Until I found out, nigga, there were people who would love to know about this now on this fucking app meeting you years later, seeing you being a messy bitch. Let me join. You initiated me. Well, now here it is. Here's me being initiated. You say,
Okay. Okay. So I'm following that. I'm following that. I'm following that. So past that, then I know Leah. Leah came in. What? She's befriending you, Leah.
no, we are
What's up?
coworkers, acquaintances.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I have
Cool.
no beef with her. But I see she is apparent. I don't know how much she's been behind this. People were saying Leah set you up. Leah was laughing. Which I don't got time to be finding out what's what. But I just know how Leah moves. She has no genuine respect for the gay community. She has no genuine respect for trans women, and I don't really care to sit here like and have cahoots with someone like that. Not like this. So now you gonna sit not talking down on Leo. I'm being fucking honest. Some of you bitches can never. Some of you bitches would sit here and ass kiss Leah all day and act like she's the perfect bitch. I sat here and said it the other day. I don't even understand how Leah could be on an act like this all day with a child. You are literally imbuing energy into that child right now. And that's what you want to do with your time? And you apparently live at your mom's house? You don't need to be doing interviews with me. Leave it to the biggest. Like I'm being honest, and she ain't pay me shit for her interview. And I still was honest. Cause I'm an honest bitch. Fuck y'all. Fucking in the interview too, cause this shit is getting real tired and plain. Like I say the same shit, and y'all still gonna find a way to twist my words. This is supposed to be we relax, we vibe. I briefly talk about it, but bitch, this is a whole dissect of what happened. And bitch, whole point is all y'all just want to
Yeah.
hear about
Yeah.
it because
Yeah.
it's
So
content.
he.
It's content.
Yeah. So y'all. So y'all. So hold on, y'all. Pull off in the comments. So this is because this once again, y'all. This is why
This is a
he is
bipolar
here.
episode.
This is why
Yeah.
he is here because I'm letting him. This is why I put him over here so I didn't have to just get him after question after question after question. So his job is not to be here, and I have paid for this interview more than everybody else. Okay, so
Well, someone. I mean, yeah, essentially. Yeah.
so
We won't
um
name any names or nothing.
so back to what
Yeah,
so
and
back
welcome. Thank you for the welcome. Thank you, Stephanie. No, be quiet, bitch.
yeah, so back to what we're doing. So now you're out of the Airbnb, and now you're in the storage, you're in the unit.
Hmm.
Okay. And are you going to be okay there for, like, do you know how long you're going to be able to be there, or you're there indefinitely? You're good there for now.
Undiscussed and undisclosed because that is some personal information. You guys
Okay.
little demons all over.
Okay. So yeah, so he is in the unit, you guys. So he seems to be, okay, so he's away from he's away from that situation. Um So is it so what was the so I know you've been around, you have family around. So is with you and your family, do y'all is it thing like y'all just don't get along, or y'all just don't see eye to
Yeah, and with my mom's boyfriend like pulled a pistol on me, and it's I don't really keep feeling like personally keep going into that. It's so fucking annoying because I had a gun. I've had guns pulled on me 3 times this year, like literally. First time by a white woman when I moved to Arizona. The first time moving out, and I moved in with my ex sugar daddy. And the
so
second
he's a
time with
trigger for you.
yeah, he's a trigger for me on top of that because he's sitting there acting like me living with my mom is such a problem, trying to downplay that, trying to make me feel bad. He's like, but nigga, you still got a room at your mom's house right now. Where was you living before you was living with my mama, your mama? And that's what pissed me off. I'm like, I don't want to be there no more because like he not even supposed to be there, and I'm like, I actually could be on the list. I mean, yeah, because I could actually pay money too. Because I had a job too, and I was off on my day. I worked at the AMPM. I was in Grove Town type shit, and I was walking to work even, and I was off on my work that day that all that shit happened. She was not at home. She was out doing not her AEP. I guess she was just doing normal work. But yeah, so we got in an argument. And it was stupid.
Okay.
And my mom gonna say, "Oh, I don't even want to get into this."
No,
It's
it's
gonna be
okay. You don't
long.
have to go deep into it if you don't want to. That's fine. That's totally cool. So basically, he's just a trigger for you, and you're not. You don't want to be. You don't want to be around it. I
Yeah,
get
because
it.
literally all the men my mom have had in my life have either been no physically, all they've all physically abused me, and my father would my stepfather he was in our lives for 10 years. He was psychologically abusive. He used to like have me in cold garages, like completely dark, doing corporal punishment. Cause I was bad as a kid. Don't get me wrong, but that nigga used to like traumatize me. But I think he made me stronger. Probably like he used to have me do like and I know I used to have to sing some of those military hymns with him. But when I would run, he used to like have me run at 5 in the morning. Mind you, sometimes make me a good breakfast afterwards, like we were in the military or some shit. But and this is how he punished me and had me clean all day, and then I would chill with him by looking at a wall and listening to the news. And I remember one day I got in trouble. Actually, I was. This is how I still remember the Sandy Hook shooting happening, because I got sent home from school and he just had me looking at the wall, watching the news, and he was like, stop looking at the wall, come watch this, cause this is why I want you." And I'm like, what? How's this? This ain't got nothing to do with me. This everybody else got guns. You got a gun, like fuck, and you crazy as
Yeah.
fuck type shit. But yeah, just a lot of stuff, and that I
Okay.
still feel sad. Yeah, that
Um.
anniversary is coming up on 14th. So rest in peace. Yeah, I still have ADHD. I
And
had
so,
ADHD as a kid, and I obviously still have it.
yeah, and that's fine. That's why I'm letting you know. That's why I'm letting you talk instead of like interrupt with like questions. So yes, you
Sorry.
guys, if y'all could, in this interview, I have not asked you guys for any beans or anything. If we could like get in your pockets and possibly run him up with some beans so he can get, a decent quota for the month of December. Um and so he can cash out in January and have some change in his pocket. And then Aylin, I know we have some people that are disagreeing with myself
Uh-huh.
and you, but at the same time, you do have people that have your back. So, can you put your CA in the comments and fly it across the screen um, if any of those if any of those of you that feel like helping him out, he is in the unit, you guys. And another reason why I wanted to do this interview, I see a lot of y'all's comments and stuff like that, and there it is, $ Aylenjay 23. So just like his name, Aylenjay 23. um
Oh, y'all
I
don't
know
have to
what
give
it's
me
I
anything,
know
baby.
I know
I
what
am
it
not
Yeah,
forcing.
you don't have to. This is me asking you guys. So if it's in your heart to do so, and you know how I work over here on my platform, you guys. If it's genuine and it's coming from your heart to get him some money for some food, some toiletries, it's like you guys, like y'all know I come from a place where I know what it's like to actually need help. So mind you that
Shelters are nasty.
I'm not here to judge him on we've all done some strange things for some change. We all done been some hoes. We all done sucked some dick. We've like I done had to go suck me some dick for some meals. So it's okay. Like I've done had to go do some stripping just to go make me some money, honey. So it happens. It absolutely happens. And if you are a woman and you have a pussy, like you should not be broke. So at this time, like he's going through
That
a moment
part.
in life. So at this time, I don't want to see anybody, broken down. This was not to come on and, bash Ari or bash Charlie or anything like that. That's not how we work over here. And I wish them all the best. But if y'all have it in your heart, send him $1, $2, $3 Aylenjay, just like his name. But yeah, so it sounds to me basically like, with everything being said, and if I was you, if I would do, you know, if you didn't press charges, I would do some type of, order to where y'all are not around each
Or
other
at
just
least
to have
getting,
that
yeah, an
there.
injunction of
Yeah.
harassment, right?
Right, just
right?
so that way there's
Because
paper there and it
that's
can
crazy.
make y'all avoid being around each other. So it basically sounds, in a nutshell to me, this was a hookup a long time ago. Y'all had the fling, you came back on the app, you was just on here, and then you eventually just seized obscene opportunity, like a lot of, let's be real, a lot of these other big broadcasters see when they're calling CPS on people, food, SNAP food benefits, when they're exposing people's address, when they're talking about people's, health statuses and their kids, and they're pulling up on people's house. Now we sit and we watch these broadcasters do this. So I cannot sit here and blame Aylenjay for sitting here and taking an opportunity to go for one
I
of the big
capitalized.
broadcasters that he had a personal encounter with.
Not
I
talking shit
don't,
about just anyone, right?
right. And so I don't, if that was the case, I'm not even gonna lie. If I came on here and one of these big bitches was making all this motherfucking money on the app and you paid me after I done gave you some whatever, some head, some cookie nookie, whatever the case may be, all of them, I may go there too with you. But that's not for us to sit here and judge. So basically that's what he's telling y'all his story is. He met Charlie a long time ago. He ended up excuse me, he ended up, just taking this opportunity. So at this moment, you don't currently have a job, right?
No.
Okay. So you guys, he does not have a job right now, and he's back in this unit for the moment. Um, I'm gonna try, to, give him some advice and stuff and see if he, take it, which a lot of you, I hope that you give
Well,
him
y'all know I
positive.
just said there's also somebody who's about to they're offering me a place to stay. They're in my area, and I'm not gonna get too much info, but I let her know I don't have
Um,
a car, so would there be somewhere to work nearby?
Rose
And she explained
in the
something briefly.
agent Rose in the comments. That's my sister. She's also an agency owner and a founder on here as well. She's asking what he stays in Georgia, and she was asking if you wanted a job.
I'm in Georgia. I'm in Georgia.
Rose, would you
Mm-hmm.
like to come up really quickly?
I'm yeah.
Hey y'all. All right. So I've been listening for a little bit, and based off of the conversations that
Oh
I've
yeah, I
seen
want
that
a
you
job. I'm
briefly
sorry.
with other people. You said what?
I was saying that yes, I want a job. I definitely want a job. I like making money, mamas. Just saying.
Okay. So my thing is this, like, yeah, getting you somewhere to stay, that's cool, all of those things, but you need income coming in. You need revenue. You need something that's going to
Exactly why I'm
sustain
not.
you in some form of fashion. Cash apps is not going to cut it, right? So
No, no,
if
and I'm not
if
lying. Just off Cash Apps. Oh,
I understand. So depending on what area you are in, um just I guess I'll have a conversation with you on the back end, but there's definitely different ways for you to make money. And respectfully, you can make money on Bigo, and it's not just you being solely a host. There's different ways, and like I said, different avenues for you to make money. You can be a recruiter and get paid to do that. You know what I'm saying? And that could be a stream of income. You can be an assistant for a person who has an agency on Bigo. You know what I'm saying? Like, you seem like a person who is smart and you can catch on quickly. So
I have
I'd rather have a
a
solution.
bad mood swings though. That's I've quit a lot of jobs. I've only gotten fired from one job, and that was actually for being hot. The job when I was working at Cracker Barrel, but yeah, I've quit a lot of jobs like real quick. Oh, and then I got fired from Georgia Shift because I told someone they were. I asked the dude who was apparently like the CEO or some shit of the company, like it's not. It's like a nonpartisan political party thing we did for John Ossoff and Ralph Warnock. Um, he was like, I asked him if he was socially awkward. I was like, you must be socially awkward. And then before
So
I
hold
left, they
on, wait a
tried to
minute,
get me
hold
out.
on, Aylin, hold on,
Mm.
Aylin, hold on, Aylin, because I
I'm
want to
sorry I
see what
talked about.
she's trying. No, you're good, boo. Hold on. Go ahead, Rose.
All right. So here's the thing, Aylin. I understand that life has thrown you all type of shit, and you don't deserve to be in the circumstances that you are in right now. But at some point in time, you have to no longer operate on autopilot. You have to manually take over your life. That will be the only way that you can be successful and you can prosper, you can grow, you can be who you're destined to be. the excuses that you have are going to do nothing but hinder you, because that's what it's doing. If I was a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company and I offered you a job just now and you just gave me an excuse and told me that you were going to quit, I would have thrown the towel already and said, fuck it, because he doesn't want it. And that's not how we're supposed to live our life. If you know that you're in a situation where you do need the help, you have to bite the bullet and do what needs to be done so that you can sustain a life that you can live. Do you understand? It's not for
Yeah.
you to justify the behavior and feel like, well, this happened, that happened, and because I got ADHD, this happens and that happens. It's not an excuse. Because when we get into real world and we have real world situations and we need a job so that we can pay our bills and have somewhere to stay, play, food in our stomach, so on and so forth, we will come in contact with people that we don't like. That's life. We will come in contact with people where, I don't really fuck with their energy like that. I don't like my boss. I don't respect the shit that
Yeah.
they say, but I know that I need my job. And so that's the mindset that you have to be in, because you know that it's something that you need. This is a necessity. And the last thing you want is to be dependent on someone else's bag, going through the same exact things that I'm telling you right now. But they chose to stick it out and stay because they needed to pay their bills.
That's true.
Yeah. So I think so, Aylin. I think that you and Rose should definitely talk on the back end. I think that would I think that that might be I think that might be a little piece of help too. Um, oh, excuse me. I think that might be a little piece of help too, for sure, for sure. Thank you, sis. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for that.
And let me say this real quick too. For those in the comments, please understand, I understand mental health issues. I understand psychology. And I feel like if he felt like I was coming at him crazy, I feel like he would have said something. Am I wrong?
No,
Am I wrong,
no.
Alan?
I,
Okay.
I do want to get help, but I do. At the
Okay.
same time, I do also have what we call a passive death wish. So maybe if I kind of stop wanting to be dead and live, actually, I'd find purpose in living. But I do reflect on that a lot. It's a real thing, but I just can't kill myself. Last time I tried to kill myself, literally, like, yeah, that's not the point. But yeah, just not worth it. That shit was painful.
And no matter what, Jalen, no matter what anybody says to you or anything with these comments, whether it be family,
Oh
whether it be
no,
somebody
people don't
in
tear me down.
Walmart, no, yeah,
I know people.
you're
I
you're
people.
you're important.
Life is just lame. I don't know. I did not
It
think I would
is,
make it this
and
far. I
I
didn't.
will agree with you, Aylin. I When I have to get up and I have to get into my computer or I have to get up and go to work, I'd be like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But but if I stop, if I'm, because I'm still in that process like you, I still ask people for help, but they now I get more help. People like to help me more when they see that I'm, trying to help myself. And it's hard because I don't have a car. I spend money on Uber and Lyft, and it's just a bunch of bullshit, and I hate it. But
Let me
but
say
make
this
sure
real
you
quick.
but
I'll
make
hop
sure you
down.
follow Rose, so you follow her so you can get her message when it comes through.
I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna hop down. Let me cam up so you can look at me, right?
Okay.
Understand this. I don't know you from anywhere. I met you on a social media app right now. I don't know your life story. I don't know the things that you've been through. But please understand that God, Allah, the universe, whatever you want to believe in, a higher power, they place people in a situation where they can help you. And as long as you see that there is a purpose for you and solely you, you will live this beautiful life knowing that you are destined to be here. And the greatness that you have is within you. You just have to tap into it. It's not for anybody else to make you feel less than or to tell you who the fuck you are. As long as you hone in on your gifts as an individual, if you have a great personality or if you're funny, if you're smart, if you're witty, all of these things that make you who you are is the reason why you're supposed to be on this earth today. That's what makes you who you are. Because you may be feeling how you're feeling, but someone can meet you and you make their day better. And if that's the purpose that you have on this earth, then that's what you need to hone in on. So yeah, life is hard, but it's also beautiful. And it's a beautiful fucking mess. It's an abstract fucking painting full of different colors and crazy shit happening. And we may not be able to understand everything, but it's still something beautiful to look at and acknowledge and to be a part of and to witness for yourself. So as long as you have breath in your lungs and you have another day, fight for it. Fight for what you want.
Mm,
Fight for a better
you
life.
right.
And that's all I'm saying.
Dude, I love you, Rose.
I love you too.
So
Thank
Aylin,
you for that.
so yeah, so that's hi Nicole. So that's my sister Rose. She's an agency owner and a family founder on here as well. So she helps me with a lot of like she's always been there. I just called her like this morning or yesterday and I needed help with something. She was right there.
Hmm.
But yeah, so I think that I think that you being over here, I just want to say thank you, and I can contact you on the back end so we can talk about other stuff because I do want to try to see, like I said, I ain't rich either or anything like that, but like I said, I ain't rich either or anything like that. But if I can, try to help or try to give some advice or find a source to point you in that direction to, I will gladly do it. I don't live there. I live in Texas. I live here in Dallas as well, but I do know some people up there. I know it's hard having all these people on Bigo. It's gonna be a mess now. You because you did get your exposure, so they it's been they gotta give you your ones and twos. But let these bitches hate. Let them say what they say. They're gonna say anything in the book, and it's only gonna get worse. And they're going to play with you because you have opened up and you've explained to them. Like me,
Yeah, I
like
know.
I tell everybody, like I'm an HIV survivor, 6 years going on 7. So it's one of them things that they will try to play on that, but as long as you let it keep you strong and you don't have to wig out on them. Talk to them, give them some education about it, let them know what you go through because there's going to be people, even though there's nasty comments, there's going to be people that are going through it, and there's going to be people that do listen to you and they do understand where you're coming from. Because I know myself, and there's others that I know, especially on this app. We have watched it's no different. You coming on here and telling a story and getting some clout and needing some help. We have seen other broadcasters sit in front of hotels and get people to see them. We have had broadcasters be able to move and do this and do that, all because of their supporters that they have on here, helping them out in their personal life and me as well. So, um, so I just want to say, is there? I think I didn't want to get all up with you anymore. But was there
No, it's
anything
fine.
that you would like to say, like to the people, or anything, just to kind of like get anything off your chest? You good? Like, because after this. I think I'm just gonna keep it because I did tell him, you guys, I was not gonna bring anybody up here unless y'all. Rose came up here for advice and help. But if I'm
Right.
not going to bring anybody up here to ask him questions unless you bean him 800 beans or more, that will give you one question to him. Other than that, I'm going to turn it into I'm fixing to get ready for work. I'm finna smoke a blunt, drink the rest of my wine, and then I'm going to take my like third or fourth bath of the day before I go eat. So,
Tight.
um, mm. So, Aylin,
Nah.
if you want to stick around with us, I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be my family that comes up here that I was telling you about. Those are gonna be the only people that I do let up. Um, but other than that, I just want to say thank you for coming over here. That was, I really appreciated that. We was able to hear some of your side. I know everyone's gonna hear, your side, his side, and everyone's gonna put their own perspective in order. But um you you somebody that could use like some positivity in your life right now. We're not around you, but we can use, I know you can use some positivity and some type of, virtual loving and stuff. So I just wanted to say I think you're a genuine person. I understand my mom and my grandmother and my great grandmother all suffer from bipolar, and my mother is epileptic, and my grandmother has dementia as well, on top of them being bipolar. So
Mm.
I have not been diagnosed with it, and so I could not understand what it's like to go through it. But I'm going to put you on my prayer list, and I wanted to bring some positivity into your life today because I know you've been dealing with like virtually punches to the gut all day and all yesterday,
All week. Well, just all
all
year. This
week.
is not my
So,
year. Just wait till
right.
January.
So, family members, if y'all want to come up, jump in the queue, get your blunts ready and all that. I have 2 hours before I have to be at work. Aylin, you're more than welcome to stay. Family members, as y'all come up, let's just do our thing, vibe and chill. Let's not overwhelm Aylin with anything. Let's just kind of, boom, boom, boom. Um, and then also, Aylin, we have, the family and stuff. We have been watching you. I know it's been, a lot, but if you decide, to come over and join us at the bar, we will most definitely slap a badge on you and just let them continue to keep on hating and feeling how they feel.
Okay, bet. That's good to know. Yeah, I'm gonna be picky about my next family. I didn't know we could just leave our families, but there was nothing wrong with my last family. It was just like I said, I didn't feel like I had the necessary support I needed over there, especially considering with the story I had. But I didn't need a family to get that story out there, as you can see. So
Mm-mm.
no offense to
No,
any
you didn't
families.
at all. And you did it on your time, and you did what you had, like, Ari told Charlie, she feels like he did what he needed to do. You did what you needed to do. And it just happened. There's been so many
Why is five?
fake storylines on this application. I cannot see how they could possibly be upset with little OU. I just don't understand it. Where my family at? Family members, are y'all getting up here? Oh, is this Miss Susie? I think Miss Susie was supporting you.
Well,
I think Miss.
we was having a sesh. I'm saying rent
You said
rooms.
what, boo?
Rent rooms. I would have gave him one. Rent rooms would have gave him one. I'm just reading, but yeah, that's fine.
Rent
Who's
rooms.
Miss
I
Susie?
would
Oh,
have.
Susie Leo. You mean Susie Leo?
Uh huh.
Oh, you know Susie.
Well, I was just seeing. I've been seeing it in the comments. Did y'all
Hi,
like? If y'all
Susie.
liked this interview, make sure you follow Aylin. Make sure if you have anything like, send him $1, $2, send him some beans. This interview, you
I just
guys,
like the
I did
attention,
not ask
guys.
y'all for anything. It was just he clearly, he loves his attention, and we cannot take that from him because all these other people love their attention. You know what I'm saying? So it's
I
okay.
admit to it. I just admit to
and he
it.
wanted to and he wanted to tell his story, and I think that it's true. It was just a you know it's
Well,
a
other
it's just
people
a
say I
sad situation.
lie.
It's just
So,
yeah, they're gonna say that, but unless y'all were there, I think it's an honest situation. He was just young. He was not underage in the state of Georgia. Him and
nope.
Charlie hooked up. They linked up. It was what it was. They came back on Bigo. It was not the same energy or vibes. Alan seen his opportunity. He going through it. Bam! I got you. They
Wait,
don't.
let
They
me
do the
see.
same thing.
I gotta check my
They do the
link.
same thing. Oh, thank you, Brown Eyes. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're the one.
Right,
Okay.
did not
One
check
more
my.
thing, because I know that you can hear me, right? I know you was in the blinds, but one
Okay.
more thing. Um, I understand you like attention, stuff like that. But what I do challenge you to do, right? It's a
Mhm.
challenge. Try to redirect that energy. And the only reason why I say that is because sometimes, based off of the things that we've been through in our past, we accept negative energy, right? We accept the negative attention, the people, the
I
backlash,
embrace
and
it.
so
Yes.
yeah. So more instead of doing that, try to hone in more on the positive energy that you're receiving,
Well, that's the thing
and
about me.
focus
I'm
more
not a
on that.
pessimist or optimist. I embrace both of energies. Like for Beyonce to be pretty, somebody's got to be ugly. For someone to be good, someone's got to be evil. So I'm a Gemini. I'm a real Gemini. I embrace both things, the messy and the neatness. I'm a neat person in life, but I guess you could say mentally, I'm messy. There's some duality things, the law of correspondence, as you would call it. You can't have one without the other. Things can't always be up and shiny. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but I'm also not this. I get your energy. I definitely get it. I love to. My lives used to consist of positive energy. Anybody that's been in my lives know I sing, I dance, I talk about politics, religion, spirituality, all that stuff. But I knew on Bigo that's not the stuff that sells. That wasn't what was going to get me my quota last month or this month for that matter. So I saw once again something to capitalize off of, an opportunity where something I was involved in. I didn't have to storyline anybody's life or put anything on a big screen. It was my life, so I told it as I've told a lot of my life. So it's just messy how I did it, I guess. I'm sorry. I mean, that's how I knew that's not I know I'm not sorry. What am I talking about? That's what sells on this app, guys. Messiness. So sorry, not sorry. And yeah, I got my ass beat for it, but okay.
Well, now you know, and I'll tell you, as an agent, as a person who has been through the storm and has weathered the storm, you can capitalize off of the positive energy and the information
I
that you
haven't
provide.
seen it. I
I do
like
it.
that. How really? I
I
need to come to your lives, Buka, for
So,
real.
so I'm telling you, you can be a positive person. Every now and then, you might have to shake it up, but for the most part, you keep being the positive person that you are. Whatever conversations you want to talk about, people will gravitate
Right.
towards you.
And that's what we're
Don't
going
think
back
that,
to.
and hear me out when I say this. The messy beans don't last forever because
Exactly. I
people
know
will be
that.
comfortable with you being in mess all the time. And if you're not in mess, you won't make any money. But if you're being a genuine person and you're positive all the time, those people are going to stay and they're going to stick. And they're the ones that are going to support you because you have a story, you have something to offer. Those are the ones that you want to stay. And yes, it may not be as an abundance of messy beans, but it's still more consistent than the messy shit. Because you're going to have to find a new storyline, somebody business to talk about, something like that to be in, and it'll become toxic. It'll consume you as an individual, especially on Bigo. And the last thing I want is for you to be consumed with bullshit on Bigo when you have a bigger life to live.
Right.
Bigo is not the end all be all. And it will, like I
Right.
said, once again, it will consume you. And you will find yourself in a space where you don't even recognize yourself anymore. And that's something that I don't want for you.
Right.
No,
So
I really
so
do
Something I would like
build
to
your
appreciate
say
how
to
open
you.
you are.
so build your support on the positive energy that you have, as hard as it
Um,
may be.
I would like to say, and start manifesting positive energy. Don't think negative. And this is something I found myself stuck in for a long time, and I have to put myself out of. You have to, speak life into yourself. I know you've been dealt a fucked up hand, and it's hard to really see the positive and what things can be. But you have to start speaking life. Know that there's better days. Get up today. Say, I'm going to have a good day. I'm not going to let, what I've been through in the past, what I'm saying, decipher what my day going to be like today. Or I'm not going to let yesterday's troubles decipher my energy that I bring in today. Start speaking that life into yourself, and I promise you, the way that you see things and the energy that you start feeling will change tremendously. Tremendously.
mm,
And you young, right? So I know it's gonna take time. I'm 24. You're not that far away from me, so I understand. I just dealt with that shit. So I'm not no grown ass 50-year-old woman telling you this shit. We're in the same age bracket. We've been through the same life problems, to an extent. Because I
right.
understand what it's like to be homeless. I understand what it's like to not have anything to, work for the little that you do have, to do things that you probably never thought in a million years that you would have to do. I know what it's like to be kicked out of my house. I'm out of my parents' home. I've experienced it. I didn't know what the fuck to do. I literally came home and the locks were changed on the fucking door. I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like. So I'm telling you, you can prosper. You can get through anything as long as you put your mind to it. As long as you tell yourself, like, I'm gonna have a good day on purpose.
Type
Like
shit.
I'm gonna make something out of today. Even if I feel like I don't want to, I'm gonna get up and do that shit any fucking way. And people will still hate on you. People will still wish bad on you, but that's on them. That's something that they have to work with on their own. That's a personal problem for them. And when people see growth in you and they see that you have a light in you, they want to dim it as much as they can. And they'll find every reason to dim your light. But you can't give them the power. You can't give them that much power over you because they'll see it and they'll pick at it like shaving ice. They'll literally pick and pick and pick and pick until there's nothing more.
And I just turned 30, and I'm so not at the place that I thought that I would be. So you're gonna be, you're gonna turn out just great, Aiden. I was a late bloomer, and I'm still learning. There's so many things that I'm learning. Like I told you when we had a conversation, I'm starting over. I have a very small amount of clothes, small amount of shoes. Like I lost everything in a flood, or things have been, destroyed by past relationships, and everything that I own that was worth something and was good have been tossed out and destroyed. So that was a part of, my stuff on here, and I didn't let that, I had to just turn it into, something positive. And I think that you're going to I think that you're gonna learn. You have that room to learn and grow and prosper. And like I told you earlier, you seem like very a very big ball, like a ball of sunshine. You seem very happy. You seem like a go-getter. You seem like one of those people that you actually wake up happy with this big old grin on your face. And that's
You
what
probably
that's
got
what
mad
I
about
see.
something from last night.
Yeah. And so thank you, Queen Bee. So so I
But
think
I'm
that
gonna
you're gonna
definitely
be.
get to you, Rose, Miss Agent Rose, if you can help me get a job too as well, cause even though I'm still gonna be in this area, so if it's something that I can work from home, that'll be really good. As you can see, I can work with people, but I probably should work from the comforts of my house to be beneficial. I mean, I see a lot of people who suffer with mental disorders working remotely, and I've never actually had the opportunity other than vector marketing, and that shit was a scam. I've never got a real remote job outside of that. So don't ever do vector marketing. Cutco is a fucking scam. I sent you some from home jobs. Oh, and my mom sent me that job. Most of those ones be one experience, but just know like I
They
have
don't. There's a
experience,
couple
but because
companies in
of I
Atlanta.
want to I've quit
There's
a
a
lot of jobs, so I don't
You
have
can
more than 3 months experience
I
at
could tell
any
you a couple
job. I
places in
won't lie.
Atlanta you can apply that will provide you with a computer to work from home if you're serious. You got a couple, and
I
I've worked for these companies in other states, but I know they're in Atlanta because when I moved to Atlanta, I saw them there. But I mean, if you need help, there's genuine people that will genuinely help you. But don't use people that what I'm saying that don't have
that
your good for you. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
and we
Recognize
let
who
me
have.
tell y'all something. When I was in
and we
Marietta, before I got homeless, coming back here, I had 3 jobs. I like getting the job is never the issue. I'm great with interviews. Like I'm obviously great with talking to people, and I can sell you like I'm this great person. Then sometimes I get in the job and I start having mood swings and shit, and sometimes I really don't do you. But I had 3 jobs lined up for me in Marietta. I kid you not. I had a job as a general consultant at Tip Top Poultry. I had a job as a general warehouse worker at Amazon. I had a job at Pizza and Games, also known as Andretti's Indoor and Games. I'm sure y'all have heard of it. It's in Marietta. But I had 3 jobs, and they were all like 15, paying some dollars. And then, oh well, actually, I didn't even. That wasn't because of me. Shelby, the dude I was living with, he had antidepressant, like he had depression problems, and he stopped taking his antidepressants, and then ended up pulling a gun on me and choking me, and I got it on video, and so I still have to press charges against this nigga. Excuse my language, but yeah, it's so serious. So
so have you ever considered maybe going to a therapist yourself?
I have gone to the therapist. Recently they put me on lithium, and they diagnosed me with 3 things: bipolar 1, PTSD, and it said an unspecified feeding or eating disorder. So they put me on this medicine, but the issue with it is I do have a strong codependency on weed. I've been smoking since junior year. So they say, well, you can't smoke weed on this. It will cause um, blood toxicity. Lithium mixing with weed is dangerous apparently. And so I was like, fuck.
So you haven't
I
been.
use weed to eat. I use weed to fucking sleep. I use weed to fucking not be, I guess, to basically, yeah, I'm fucking addicted. I admit to that. I have a codependency in weed. Like, I'm glad it's
Okay.
not crack, but it
But you
still
also
eats my
said it
money up
started
too,
when you
and
were
that's another
younger,
issue.
when you were going through a lot of what you're going through. Me, I've been smoking weed since I was 10, 11 years old. And I was molested, raped as a child and shit like that. And I could say weed was probably one of my first codependencies. You know what I'm saying? I took on, I smoke weed to this motherfucking day and I'm 35. So don't feel less than, I
I
mean,
do
you could
have a
be on something
resume.
harder than that. You could be something on harder. There are states that will give you a job as long as it's not a state job, with you smoking weed. So we will not decipher, a job opportunity in many situations. So, like I said, I have a felony, nigga. I done been offered jobs and started training and been pulled out because my background I came back, and this is something over 14 years ago. Keep trying. I kept applying, kept applying. It wasn't a job for me. Kept applying. It got to a time where I was defeated. I didn't even want to apply for no more fucking jobs because I could get them. But once my background came back, it was just like fuck it. You know what I'm saying? But keep trying. To every no, there's going to be a yes. You know what I'm saying? You might have to get five, six, seven no's, but you're going to get a yes. And keep trying. Don't let your situation defeat you. You know what I'm saying?
I just
People,
Well, I have
pe-
a clean
I
background. I don't know if that's what you're
so
meaning by that, but like
no,
I've
it's just
never.
like he knows. Don't take a no. That was my whole objective in saying
Oh,
that.
okay,
Like
okay,
you're going to
period.
run into an obstacle, a hurdle, or something, but don't let that defeat you.
Y'all
Keep
all
I
in
going.
will say
Atlanta?
this. I
No,
am in Atlanta. I will say this though. I do want, as difficult as it may be, if you need the medication to regulate you as to why they provided you with it, it will be hard to not smoke weed for a little bit, but I want you to challenge yourself to try to go without so that you can regulate and balance out whatever is going on, because that's what the medication is there for, you to help you with those situations. So when you are working a job and to keep yourself stabilized, you need that medication, right? It may feel weird. It may feel like, well, I can't do shit, but eventually it will get better. Like you will be able to eat, you will be able to regulate, so on and so forth. But you, depending on the weed and it causing you to not be able to do what you need to do is a problem, right? And so the only way that we can get better is if we every day make an active decision to want better, right? For you, not for me, not for anybody else, but for you. So as much of a challenge as it would be to stop smoking for a little bit, try it. Do it for like a month. Just take your medication for a month and do what you need to do, and you will see a difference. And then even then you will realize, well, maybe I don't need weed. Maybe I can do like CBD or something. You know what I'm saying? Something that will not mess up the chemical balance of what the medication is supposed to do to help you.
Right.
Because weed ain't the only option. They got some strong ass CBD that'll do the same shit. You will have
That's
munchies
what
and
I was
everything.
like, but I don't
So
know if it has any adverse effect. But and my mom was saying like I looked into lithium. That's some strong ass shit. Like, 'cause I was like, well,
right. So
maybe I
maybe
might that
try the
might be what I
CBD.
need.
Yeah,
Well,
try the
it's not that. It's
CBD.
not that. One for they say it takes 30 days for weed to get out your system, and I'll have to deal with the weed chills and shit. The like it's like your body goes through like a physical pain. I don't know if y'all. I do. I know I do. So I'm not trying to deal with that while being homeless. I'm sorry. And so I was literally telling oh girl, all right. When I move out there, it's great because don't let me meet no plugs. And don't offer to let me hit the blunt, even though bitches like, when you move out here, I'm gonna smoke you out. No, bitch, no, no, don't do that. I'm trying to stop smoking. Please don't take lithium. Once you go down lithium, you need strong shit for real, for real. I heard lithium is for like I knew this girl. I've been in a lot of mental institutions as a kid. One time I was hospitalized for like 2 months in this place called Lighthouse because my dad wouldn't let me go to sleep because I was up at night. I'm a night owl. Most people know that, and I was cleaning. I'm a fucking clean person, always been, but I'm like really specific about how I clean. So I used to pull all my drawers out, all my clothes out. Like I don't know why. Uh, it was just so much, and I used to dirty up the room more than it was before. But it would be really clean afterwards. But not the point. My dad brought me downstairs and put me in the wall and made me look at the wall. And I was falling asleep. I was getting tired because yeah, now I'm not doing nothing. I'm falling asleep. And so he's like, "Are you having fun?" I'm like, "Huh?" I was like, "What?" I was like, "Cause I kept asking us to go to sleep type shit, whatever, whatever." And before you knew it, he was laughing. I said, "It won't be funny when I poison your ass." And then that nigga had me recording. He was recording me. I had no idea. I was like 11 years old because yeah, I got hospitalized at 2012. That wasn't my first time getting hospitalized, but long term inpatient. That was like a really crazy experience for me. And Lighthouse had good food, actually. I used to have a
You
good
were a
appetite as a
child.
child,
You were a
but
child,
then
so I could.
it was a
And that
lot.
was
Yeah, I was
trauma.
there for 2 months, and there were like this boy, and there was a bunch of shit in there. This boy in there named Travis, but this white girl named Brittany that was there at Lighthouse that took lithium. That bitch was crazy, crazy. Like I know I'm crazy, but I don't know. That bitch used to scare me, like a white
So
girl in
you
a horror
d-
movie. Like,
so did you
yeah.
know? Did you know that you could go to the therapist and tell them like, "Yo, this I don't like how this makes me feel," and they can prescribe you with a different medication.
Yeah, and I was
You
going
have
to,
that
but
right.
my mom was the one taking me to the therapist. And mind you, I was supposed to take the medicine and go back a weekend later just to get my blood tested to see if it was going to have any interactions with my blood to begin with. And hold on, I gotta get my phone charger. It's gonna die. But so yeah, I didn't start the medicine yet, and I was like, I'll just reschedule it. But I might end up like basically, what's the word? Out their system. When you out their system, something, because I'm not going, and I'll out their system. I don't know the word. I can't think of it because I'm fucking high. Oh Jesus! When you don't show up, and so what's the word? You're no longer in their system. You're out the
Your
system.
detox.
Like no, not that. Not disqual. I wouldn't say
Di-
disqualified. Like you're no longer in the system.
discharged.
Kind of like
You're not
discharge, I guess.
active.
Like
You're
we
no
no
longer
longer
active.
treat you because you haven't been coming in for treatment. So yeah, like I guess yeah, like discharge. Yeah,
Inactive.
I guess yeah. So
And
that
yeah,
makes
like
sense.
an inactive. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, like you'd have to. They say I'd have to restart my whole intake process from scratch. All that like aged out essentially, right? Like you'll age out of our system if you're not
Yeah.
coming in. And my mom was
Mm.
the one taking me to therapy. We started my therapy here, and because we thought the place I was getting therapy at was gonna help me get housing and stuff. And then my mom was talking about, well, I got my bipolar medicines and shit. So I was like. So we went down to Statesboro. Place for like November 14th, and like college living. I was gonna start college, and I was so mad because my mom said she was going to be my guarantor. But she said she no longer wanted to because she didn't think I was taking it serious. Because when I was staying with my sister for a week, and she flipped the coin and literally said heads or tails. Heads you head out, tails you stay. Now, mind you, I don't know what the fuck happened. She started stressing out, but I literally kept asking, what happened? These were the two things that I can't don't even understand how that stressed her out when it was her fucking memory, because her memory is terrible. My sister's smart, she's majoring in psychology, but I don't know how the fuck she remembers shit or does school, because her memory is horrible. Even my mom said something when she did that coin flip and took me back home. But it was two things. I used my money to buy some food. I bought like $160 in groceries that my mom gave me back in cash. Because I was like, what, you just gonna put me out after I got all these goddamn groceries for like both of us type shit? 80 on you, 80 on me. So my mom just paid me that difference. But it was these meals we bought, these pasta meals called Zatarain's. I don't know if y'all know what they are. They're like these little pasta meals. And um I literally know which meals I got. I got two black pastas, a Cajun and a whatever that one with the it's like a spicy chicken carbonara or whatever it is. They good as fuck. They're like 450 meals. And first of all, why are you acting like this over fucking food? But food that I bought for fucking us, food that I could buy us more of type shit.
Aylin,
Mind you,
Aylin,
y'all knew
do
I
you
was
know?
going live at this time. I was going live even then.
So do you know that you're able to go back to that place, right? And you can still get help. And do
Yeah, I
you
can
know that
still
there
get help,
are
but I need transportation. I just don't know who's gonna take me because right now my mom's in her AEP, and trying to get back to where that shit is, it's like off a whole nother part of the highway. Like it's deeper in Augusta, and I'm not gonna disclose my location, but yeah, I lose focus a lot. But I'm sorry.
Are you in Augusta right now, if you don't mind me asking?
Um, in a sense, you know how like people say I'm in Atlanta, but you're like in Marietta.
Yeah.
I'm somewhere around Augusta. I'm close enough to get to downtown, so just know that.
Okay. So,
Outskirt.
you know that there are different, corporations or businesses or places that can help you in the vicinity of where you are. So you don't have to go to the exact place, but there are places where they do have shuttle buses, so on and so forth. There are some places that are actually almost like shelter based where you can live. They'll probably like provide you an apartment, so on and so forth. You'll go to like your classes, they'll give you your medication, they'll help you with certain things. You just have to do your research. And
And
I'll
then
see if I
depend,
can find some places. I'm pretty sure other people in the room will try to find some
In
places as well.
Augusta?
We'll see. You said you're kind of like in the outskirts. So we'll see
Yeah,
if
no,
there's like
no,
around
no,
there.
no. Yeah, if it's in Augusta, then yeah, I can. But someone's saying that offered me a place, y'all, and she seemed genuine. Like she, she, she seems genuine. Just know that she seems genuine. Even my agency, Miss Jelly, knows who we're talking about.
If the person is offering you a place, you have to make sure that you're not becoming a hindrance. So that means
Yeah,
that means
yeah. I know. Y'all, did y'all my first Airbnb, the lady gave me a bag. I'm literally not I had especially if I don't know these people, I've had roommates before. The one place where I was living where our AC unit broke down and I had just moved in, bro got me this unit for like 3 to 4 months. And some of those months I was living in that bitch because I ended up coming back after Shelby put his hands on me and he drove me to Marietta either. That was one of the coolest roommates I ever had. And
okay.
I didn't fuck him, so I guess it probably didn't cause any complications. So
And like if you can, like if you want to, try to find places in your area that can provide you with the same information that you need, right? With the same help that you require. Because there has to be another place. You can't tell me that there's only one spot that can provide you with the information that you need and the care that you deserve.
well, oh, what do you mean from like Serenity?
Who's Serenity?
That's where I get therapy.
Oh, yeah, basically. There has to be a
and
Well,
then
center.
that's basically
depending,
Or
I don't know if it's because
here's what you can do. You can call them and ask them if they have like a sister location. Or if they have like another location
that
that they
and
can.
they did, but that's the closest one to me. The other one is in the county where my mom's living in, and I'm nowhere near there. And it'd
Okay.
just be easier for my mom to come get me and then take me there because she does work. She's a Medicare broker, so she's always like, I can visit clients while I'm taking you here type shit. And most times, sometimes she would actually stay, and well, not too long, but she did stay for me my entire intake process, thankfully.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, Monday, how about this? Monday, try to see, well, do your research this weekend and Monday go and see about that facility.
Okay. Well, I can
And
call it. I hope I probably aged out the system like they said I was going to, but I'll see.
right. And even if they say that, ask them, okay, so what is the process for me to get back in? Or what can I do? Do you have anywhere where as an adult I can go to? Like is there a facility for adults? So on and so forth. Don't just settle with if they say, yeah, you aged out, you gotta figure it out. No. Help me.
yeah.
And you ask
And
And
then
someone,
depending, Aileen, on what, like I said, I know I'm in Texas, so it's just depending on where you're going and what help you're trying to get. It never, my grandma always told me it never hurts to ask. I've asked my doctors, and when I've had to go do intake and do blood work and stuff, like if I don't, because I don't have a vehicle, and I'll let them know I don't have the funds to, go back and forth. They'll mail me my medicine, or I'll let them know I don't have I literally have no transportation, and they know that it's something that you need. Now it's not a promise, but some places will do you like a taxi, or even now like Uber or Lyft or something that they'll do for you. So it just depends. I just wanted to throw that out there because it never hurts to ask, because it's happened to me before and they've helped me with that. So just to throw that out there.
hmm
okay.
But you got
But yeah,
resources.
my mom does love me, but she definitely doesn't know how to really deal with mental health. For sure, because she suffers from her own depression and ADD, but not as much as me, obviously, considering I'm a byproduct of two very unstable people. My father's a sociopath for crying out loud, but um, she also has two children to worry about, and I am the oldest one, so she can't. She's put invested a lot of energy in me. That's why my mom's not obligated to help me. But I'm like, people be saying, "Well, you're obligated to help your mom." I'm like, I don't know how that works. Um, I don't know how that works. I'm just not the same in those ways of thinking. Like my mom helps me, but it's like at the same time she's been a lot of complacent. Is that the word I'm looking for? Complacent to a lot of the shit that happened to me. Like, and
Hmm.
rather than like, I would ask, like, I ran into like two of my dad's closest friends on separate occasions. One when I was working at Georgia Shift downtown, and I was like, "Oh, yo," because he didn't look no different, and I asked him why he never beat my dad's ass, and he was like, "Well, because your mom was gonna keep going back to him anyways." And I'm like, because my dad used to like he was abusive, and I'm like, for shit that he had no business being abusive for, and not that there's any way to justify abuse, was this nigga like beat my mom ass because we woke up one time for Christmas early and opened the gifts, and he had a camera recorder and he wanted to record us. I'm like, what? Like, literally, there was a bunch of shit. Like, he black blacked my eye with it. It's a bunch of shit. Like, girl, we just product of craziness over here. So I don't put that necessarily against my mom, but at the same time, my mom had two children with him, and I'm just like, kind of pissing me off. But I'm like, oh, it's whatever. I love my sister, but it's like, what were you doing? That nigga is crazy. Why would you
So
lay
yeah,
down with him twice?
like the best way that you can overcome what you're feeling and the things that you're going through is for you to get some therapy, because it's a lot of things that's on your mind, right? It's a lot of feelings that you have that can consume you, and that's the last thing that I want. Because throughout this conversation, a lot of things have triggered you. A lot of things has, a lot of statements that was made brought back memories that I don't think you fully healed from. So I do think that the therapy will help. And also maybe getting a notebook, write that shit down. Whatever the fuck you're feeling, write that shit down.
And
Journal
burn it.
it. Sounds like, I mean, if that's what you want to do, burn it. But you have to set your intentions when you're burning
I
it.
do that too. I do that too, Aylin. I got
Yeah.
this on my laptop and I just start typing and writing.
You have to definitely set your intentions when you're burning it. You have to
Oh yeah,
literally say,
don't get used to me being in drama. Don't worry, I'm not a. I mean, I can be a drama queen, obviously, but I don't. I'm not no big old drama bitch. That was for exposure once again. Now y'all know me. Now y'all either gonna love me, hate me, like me,
And
dislike
then
me. So,
I wanted to say this because I know your mom, you said your mom had dropped you off. So you and your mom are in a good space right now, right?
essentially, will always will be. My mom
Okay.
loves me like
Because I would
unconditionally for sure.
Because if you can, I would just maybe reach out to your mom because they have been saying, I know they were saying in the comments that they're trying to find her and her job to pull her to do an interview tonight
They
um,
won't be able to
on
do that.
on Bigo. So yeah, I would just tell her to just like I would sabotage the whole thing and just be like, mom, as your son, like, you know,
That's the
and
whole
I
thing, though. Like, I'm literally not worried about it. It's just like so annoying that y'all are sitting here trying to play in my face. Like, my family is some of the most. I'm the least loyal person in the family, and I'm honest. I say that I'm honest as fuck. And if that's because of the disability, if that's because of the shit that's happened to me, I don't know. But I am only loyal to myself, and that's even to a fault. Because shit, I obviously very much have
Sounds like
very
you
little
have this
value to
big, big,
myself.
like this, like the big, like a big guard up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly what I have. Even with
yeah.
my own mom and my own family, like so.
Well, if you can, I definitely would, give her a text and be like, if people start hitting you up about such and such, just block.
Ignore it. Right.
Don't even give them a reason because they're all waiting on that tonight, like a movie that's about to release,
They are getting on my nerves.
and they're gonna try to miss. They're gonna try to turn her against you in the any way that they can.
Yeah.
That's
Text your
how.
And
mom.
can I
That's
say
how.
this? Bigo is not, I'm going to say this, and I commend you on being very transparent and sharing your story. A lot of people don't have the courage you showed today. And, you know what I'm saying? I commend you on that. But Bigo is a place you can't do that all the time. You know what I'm saying? And give all the details because there's some malicious ass people on here who ain't got shit going for themselves, ain't got no jobs, no incomes, and they here all motherfucking day and make other people business their business, okay? So I would just say limit the information you share. You know what I'm saying? Filter the information you share because these motherfuckers so miserable. Misery loves company. A miserable bitch will like to make you miserable just so that they not miserable by their motherfucking self. Okay? And
Brianna, is it Brianna or Brianna Green? Make sure you follow him. Aylin, Brianna, she's in the comments. If you'll follow her, so maybe you can inbox him and maybe about because she said you
Airbnbs are apparently cheaper from what I understand. Maybe they're not though in retrospect because there's like a cleaning fee, a tax fee, all that. But I mean, I don't know how soon this other lady was trying to help me get out of my current living situation. But wow, I look so skinny all the damn time.
Cheaper if you get if you're to get an Airbnb for like a month because they have the more expensive, stays or extended stay
mm-hmm. And I forget
Airbnb.
there's this app you can rent rooms off of too. People rent their rooms. I
You
don't know
can
what
rent a
the
room
fuck it's
on
called, but there's an app you can rent rooms off.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
I don't know the app. No, Airbnb does it though. But yeah, you can do that as
Room
well.
share,
And
I think you're talking
it
about.
will be cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to try to see because I mean it's not that cold right now. This isn't working. This is a scam.
Yeah. So let me see. Let's see.
Yeah, because we don't want you in all the cold.
Man, what is your situation? Because I'm just looking in, like, I don't know.
Well, he's in
I'm
his
currently
unit right
homeless.
now at the moment.
It
Okay.
would be. My mom even agrees. It's better for me to be by myself. I don't need to be trying to live with people. So honestly, well, not even living with people. I don't need to be trying to like have a roommate. Where in the sense where we are always up upon each other. I just need to be in my room working. Don't talk to me like I don't need to know you type
Doing
shit.
your
Like
own
me and
thing.
Jamel met on this room app and I knew nothing about him. He knew nothing about me. I'd be in my room doing my thing. If I was ever loud or anything, which I can get loud, he would just let me know. And it was never that loud, especially depending on where my room was, because I was stripping and shit in there. I mean, it was sweaty. The AC.
So I checked Airbnb in your area. They have private rooms in the area for like $26 a night.
Yeah,
And
Airbnbs are
for you
cheap, but
to be
then
there
those
from
tax.
yeah, but for you to be
You see what Brianna
higher.
said in the comments?
Oh yeah, I didn't put my location out, y'all. I still don't know
Yeah,
how
he didn't
Charlie
put
found
the
that. I swear to God, I didn't, and like it's still. I promise you, I could see why y'all thought that shit was a storyline. There's a car here.
They're saying just be careful of your background and all of that if she was to help you, like showing your background and stuff. Because they try to screenshot and do Google Maps and all that weird technology
They will
shit.
call the
All these
Airbnb. Do you know how many times that Nat 21 put out a
all these
place? Like,
bitches that don't have degrees on here are real smart for some reason when it comes to this evil shit and ain't got no degrees.
Yep. And if you wanna cam up, you need to get him a little a background drop, a little back
Hey,
drop
Cherry baby.
and do it like that. Hey Cherry. And do it like
hey,
that. So,
Terry.
nobody know where he at. And he could just be in one little, corner of his room or whatever the case may be. But
Right.
yeah, Airbnb has very, I think, reasonable prices in his area.
He's trying to
And
say, he said
if
there
I
was a
would
car
help
that,
him, that's cool too. But I'm the kind of person I am. I be trying to see for myself, and then if somebody wants to help, they help. But I'm
Hmm.
definitely see. Let me see what I could do.
Thank you, sister.
So
hey,
yeah,
B Love, hey, Kendall, baby.
like $26 a night ain't bad if you there for a whole month.
Yeah, no, thank God.
What y'all think? No, I don't think that's bad
That's not bad at
for a price
all. You can
Mm-mm.
probably get that for like 5 or 6 days, 7 days at least for what you're paying for a hotel room if it's only 26.
for an entire month. Right, for an entire month, he'd probably be spending maybe
Hold
the
on, I
one I
gotta
saw
mute myself.
now spend maybe $600 for the entire month,
Yeah, right.
and he has a bathroom.
But you also need to keep in mind with Airbnb and renting a room too. And I just want to be keep you mindful. And I know you're grown. You're in
Look like an
somebody else's things. You don't want to be doing anything to jeopardize what you're living. The loud noise, Beagle is not that important. And the drum on here compared to you having a place to lay your head. So definitely be mindful of that.
Can y'all see?
Y'all double
So
tap her
it says
box.
from December 1st. I can edit it, so I can put from December 1st to maybe, let me see, from the 9th to the 9th. It'll be
Oh,
eight
that's
hundred and
still
fifty-five dollars.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
eight
cheaper
fifty
than rent
five.
in Atlanta.
Okay, that's 855. So yeah, all the fees and stuff. Yeah, everything was added. I acted like I was gonna get it. So I went, I clicked the button. Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all what I did. And I'll show you the other one I was looking at too. Let me see. Okay. Here's one where it's $29 a night. He has a little TV, little desk, a bed, and there's like a bathroom that he can use. He can use the kitchen. They allow him to use the kitchen, all that shit. And reserve. This one would be more expensive. They that one jumped up to 936. But the other one that I was looking at, let me go to it.
And I don't know if I misheard, so please correct me if I misheard this.
26.
But if you were able to secure a job, and I know you said I don't correct me. I think you said you were HIV positive. I know there's sometimes organizations that help you with your first month and your deposit of your rent. You know what I'm saying? If you get a caseworker or something like that, within those
He said he was
organizations, if you speak with your doctor, they offer housing and stuff like that, assistance.
he said he
Or
was
maybe
positive. I
that's
didn't hear him say that. He said that, bartender?
like with the Charlie situation. And I said, okay, I misheard. Yeah, I heard something. I didn't hear the whole story because I was working, but I heard something about Charlie, and so I'm sorry. Never mind. That's not a route.
Yeah, I seen
Okay.
this one for the extended stay. This one this is 855. And then I think you'd have to like kind of just go through them and see which ones.
Extended stay is a good option because they don't have to clean them fee or none of that.
Right. No, he said he's clean. He could do an extended stay, but extended stay is low key a little bit more expensive though.
It's like $1,000 some, huh?
Right.
Yeah, I
When
think
it
it'd be more.
Yeah, I remember
right.
somebody who said that.
And when he's doing Airbnb, if he's there for a whole month, I'm pretty sure, because he's clean, he wouldn't have no problem. The room would be fine. He'd be responsible for his room.
Everything okay, Ailey?
Well, I'll definitely put you on my prayer list, Aylin, for sure, for sure. You know what I'm saying? I definitely hope things work out in your favor and you get the healing that you need because it seems like you've been through a lot. And I'm 35. I'm just now starting to heal from what I've been through as a trauma. So trauma could definitely stick with you if you allow it to. I'll be
Feel you
praying.
for sure.
He says, I'm in Augusta. All right, Jordan, go to sleep.
I'm sleepy. Same. Not even sleepy, but I do need to calm my mind. So yeah, I'll be
Yeah,
back
call your
on here.
mom, get you some rest. And then I'm gonna go. If you're up tonight, once I get off for work, I'm probably gonna do a late night panel. If you want to come over and chill, we're probably just gonna be kicking, shooting the shit.
Bet I'll come.
But get you some rest. Thank you for being here, Aylin. Back in, and we're gonna see, um, you know, what resources we can help you find.
Okay, I don't know how to. Where are the backgrounds?
You could just cam down.
You
Those
want to do them on a
those are
solo
little,
live. You
yeah.
can't
You
only on
those
the
are
solo
little
live.
masks. Only on the solo live you can do like the whole backgrounds.
Yeah,
Okay,
you could
well,
hit
thank you.
the camera button.
I appreciate
You're
I asked
welcome.
time, but if y'all still on it, I mean, I'll probably be back after the call. Maybe I enjoyed being on the panel, so but make my screen smaller. I got a big ass head.
All
Yeah.
right. Bye, boo.
Bye.
Have a good night.